Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Drop Frames. It's April. We're back. Co spent an entire week. Wait, did you guys hang out together at the magical
Unfortunately
place?
not. No.
Okay.
No. Next time.
All right. I knew you guys were both there at the most magical. Me and Zeke hung out. We were hanging out all week.
All week.
Yeah. Yep. We checked in every morning with each other. We had breakfast together.
Nice.
Yep.
That was a great time, though. Yeah, I think we were at different resorts and all that. So,
okay.
And it's also a fairly large place,
Disney
World. It's actually an entire world. Mm-hmm.
It is true. It is now.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I was about to ask what was the traffic like? How many people we talking?
We didn't go on like the honest of on seasons. The big week is actually this week. This is like the big spring break week for most schools. So a lot of spring breakers are there now. We went on last week, which is a spring break week for some schools, but not nearly as many. So it was like, 50, 60%. Oh, it worked out great. Yeah. Like,
great. Yeah.
Longest we waited for a ride was like an hour. It's not bad for Disney. And we got like a bunch of fast passes too. And fast passes were like less than 5 minutes. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Expensive, but amazing.
We actually took advantage of Disney has this program called DAS, which is like a disability accessibility service. So it's for what we used it for is our son Brad has like a 504 plan, ADHD stuff, like DOD kind of things.
Yeah.
And essentially you set up a meeting with like a therapist, like a Disney therapist, and you get on a Zoom call with them. And they talk to the child and, sort of get how they feel about the park and rides and stuff and the lines and whatnot and get a feel for their behavior.
Yeah.
And then they put this special button on your app and it's basically permanent lightning lane. So based on however long the wait is for whatever ride, they'll say, come back. Let's say Tron is 45 minutes. They'll say, come back in 45 minutes and go to the lightning lane. So we didn't wait in a single line for the entire trip. I didn't know this thing existed, and it's really nice because Brad would get kind of squirrely.
Yeah, that's great.
God.
He gets pretty physical, though. We're still, working through all that, but it was really nice. So
awesome.
if you have a kid who like legitimately has like some stuff going on,
no.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids,
speaking of that, funny enough, my kid Kai is very similar. He just came to say hi, so I'm gonna go check with him real quick. I'll be back in 1 second. That's awesome.
Sure, yeah. So next time for he could check out the DAS.
Yeah.
It was really handy, and it really helped us be able to do everything.
That's cool. I didn't know that it existed.
It was really nice. Yeah.
Now you live in the area, right, Goth? So you area-ish. You're in the state. Let's say.
I am an hour. This time there was no traffic on I-4, which is like that's unheard of. So I think it was doorstep to doorstep at an hour 20 for our ride.
All right.
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Co had to fly. I'm very interested to hear about the flying experience because I think that was his first time that all three of his kids had flown. So.
Oh geez. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll check in with him. I think he's still wrangling the kids, but. Did you have a favorite ride, Goth? I like going to Disney. It's just I just like going on all the rides. Did you?
My favorite ride was the pool chair at the Four Seasons. That one, bang! It's really, really good. Dude, they just bring you drinks. Dope. Yeah. But no, like Tron's a ball. We like Tron a lot. And Guardians is cool, but it makes my stomach twirle. Like
that's the replacement for Tower of Terror, right?
No, that's in California.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the newer one at Epcot. It's like the biggest indoor coaster they've done.
Oh, I didn't know it was a coaster.
Yeah, so you have like a different song each time you go on it, and it's this whole. It's called Cosmic Rewind, right? And it's really cool, but if you get motion sick just a little bit at all, it'll get your tummy. It turns me upside down, but it's worth it. It's a fun ride.
Got it. Okay. All right. Co, you're muted. I was curious, Co, how'd the plane ride go with all the kids?
Plane ride, man, I have to say, one of the reasons we haven't been traveling over the last years was because of like we have 3 boys. One of them is very similar to the stuff Goth was talking about. And it, traveling and going out is tough.
Yeah.
So the thing that we did, is we prepared the best we could, and we got everything kind of like as pre-done as we can or could have. And it was actually great. It was fantastic. They all loved it, had 0 issues.
Wow.
And we'll probably be traveling a lot more. Yes. Very lucky. You can have all sorts of issues with kids. The pressure change, the delays, the confined spaces. Like we thought it was going to be significantly worse. And I'm huge about not burdening
other people
around me. Yeah. So like the thought of going onto a plane with like 3 small kids and having something go wrong was socially paralyzing for me.
Yeah.
Hearing the story makes me socially.
Yeah. So I'm determined. One of my goals is to not be that person with my kids. So I was very concerned, but it went great. I think we prepared, really well. They all had like little backpacks with their tablets and snacks and drinks and like, they each of them in their favorite color, and like, we did the whole thing, so it worked out well. And
did you use my did you take my advice? Duct tape, Ambien, did you pack that stuff?
Yes, the Ambien went in first, and then we duct taped the mouth quickly. And
see, that's the mistake I made the first time. Was I put the duct tape on,
then
I had to cut a hole
then you have to put
for
it through the nose, and it's just a pain.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be a really good, deterrent for kids acting up on a plane? The Switch 2.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic segue. That was really.
Got it. We're done. Pack it up. We're leaving.
Yep, that's it.
We're done. It's been a week in the video game world. It's been a week in general. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of the world. Video games specifically. The Switch 2 had its big debut on Wednesday. They did some Treehouse streams on Thursday and Friday. And it's just been absolute bedlam. It's absolute craziness conversation. People are there's so many different topics to cover. I feel like we can kind of cover it chronologically and talk about everything that they announced. And then we'll talk about all the other things that are impacting the Switch 2 at the moment when it comes to release date and prices and all that stuff. It's a doozy. I'm actually, so Zeke and Co, obviously here on Drop Frames, I would say that I don't know, how would you guys categorize our Nintendo fandom? Watch from afar?
I have been frustrated with them since they have been jamming exclusives on their subpar hardware. So I am slightly under enthused.
Minimal?
I will say though, I am enthused to get Nintendo products at consistent 60 frames.
Sure.
So like that's the thing that could actually pull me into like regularly playing Nintendo stuff again.
Sure.
That's pretty cool. So, that was, for me, that was big.
Yeah. Zeke,
we're putting it out of 10. Like maybe a 2, probably a 1, but maybe a 2.
Got it.
Just because like I fell out of love with like their proprietary, their first person like games and stuff, like Mario, meh, Zelda, meh, Metroid, okay.
Sure.
Like I'll still do Metroid.
I got you
covered
on that.
Most of their stuff I've just fallen out of love with over the years, and the fact that, like Co said, it's the hardware limitations. Like I don't play consoles pretty much anyways. So like Nintendo having bad hardware and no games that I really want to play, like it just kind of fell off for me completely.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've enlisted Gothalion on the show.
Hey.
We didn't introduce them at all because we jumped right into the
I get to
Disney
be
talk,
the resident shill today, I guess.
Yeah, he's the Nintendo fan. I would say I'm a Nintendo fan as well. Like I grew up playing Nintendo games. I've out of the 3 of us, I think I've played the more recent ones and enjoyed the more recent content out of Nintendo. So it's you and me against the world, Goth. I hope you brought.
That's fine. I'm used to it. I got called a corporate apologist this week, so that was fun.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. No, I liked the reveal a lot. I thought the software looked good. I thought the hardware did enough stuff different to be interesting, and we'll talk about price later.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, I'm actually pretty freaking excited about. I would say a year and a half, if not 2 years ago, I was trying to speculate where Mario Kart goes after, what is it, 8? Because 8 has like everything that every other Mario Kart has in it. And I was like, the only direction they go is Kart Horizon, which is like just, take the Forza Horizon model, make a little open world thing. People told me I was stupid. But that's what we got. So that's cool. I'm with Co on the underpowered hardware, but I'm also with me on having a Generation 0 Switch and emulating every Switch game that I ever played. Because I was able to pull the games off of my own hardware. So I guess I'm kind of an outlier there because I'm not having the traditional, like, just vanilla experience. Like, so I played Breath of the Wild at launch, I played it on hardware, but every time after that, 4K 60. I played Tears of Kingdom 4K 60. I love Nintendo games that I think that there's always something they're just made to be fun. And I like Nintendo as a company for some reasons, not all of them. I think in some ways they're very archaic, but then you have okay, so there's people who worked on Mario Wonder who were on the original team for Super Mario Brothers. So like employee retention, appreciation, and pay at Nintendo is like above pretty much any other AAA company out there. Like their retention rate is nutty. I think it's like above 95%. All that said, I'm blacklisted by Nintendo. Like they won't work with me. Or pay me or anything. I did some videos for Mario, what was it? Mario Maker with my wife where we're drinking and she hit me in the penis, and they don't work with me anymore. But it was a good clip.
That's why?
Yeah, that's why.
Because
yes.
you futzed around with the Switch to make it run better or whatever.
No. It was because I got punched in the penis. And I saw something about Japanese work culture, but I mean, I guess, Sony laid off however many people last year. It's Nintendo does take care of their folks.
You guys are in an it's complicated status.
Yeah, it's definitely complicated. I love a lot of the IP, and especially Zelda, Mario, Metroid. I'm actually not a huge Metroid guy, but I'm definitely going to be playing Prime 4. But yeah, I mean, like there's a big kid in me, and I just. I love Nintendo games, and I'm excited to get it. Obviously price is a whole other issue, and we'll get to that.
It's a really sad story to hear. Like, when you love someone and they don't love you back the same, it breaks the heart.
Yep.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
That's the way she goes sometimes.
Yeah. I will also state, if you're wondering why the subtitles are in French, 1, I don't know. 2, we also have a very big French audience here on Drop Frames. So I'm just making sure that everyone's,
We're huge in France.
Yeah.
It's known fact.
Everyone knows that we are massive.
Drop the frames.
Huge.
Very good.
Le drop frame. Frame. Le drop
fromage.
Fromage.
They dropped frame.
They dropped fromage.
Fromage
There we
le
go.
drop. Yes, there it is. Fromage le drop.
True. It's very true.
Jeez.
This was a little crazy here to kind of just go along with the video. Nintendo is revolutionizing video games, guys, because
again,
game chat is coming to a console near you. The Switch has a microphone built into the console itself, and they're like saying that there's going to be some noise canceling tech that's
NVIDIA
happening.
tech.
Did they confirm that it's the NVIDIA RTX tech?
If you look at the whole suite, it pulls out the background. It has noise canceling. That's in the RTX
tech,
series,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the chipset I think is either based on 20 or 30 series cards.
Yeah,
but it is RTX tech, so that's, I mean, a smart person would probably look at that and say, yeah, it's probably NVIDIA tech in there.
Yeah. It makes
for guys
sense.
like us. I don't think we have a use for that. So it's easy to be like, whatever, ha ha ha.
It's easy to poo-poo it, right?
I think Brad is gonna frickin' love it. Like he's gonna get on and have a little 10 FPS picture of his buddy Hunter playing the same video game or a different video game, a communal experience that's easy to do. The parental controls on Nintendo consoles are pretty fully featured. And then like the noise canceling and stuff is cool as well. So like I'm never going to use that, but I know my kids are. and the fact of the matter is like guys like me are not the core audience for Nintendo games anymore. It's for like little guys like my guy, and he's stoked for it. I think it's neat. I'm glad to see Nintendo move into a more social direction, which feels pretty clear by a few of the titles that they showed off.
Yeah. They've always been, in general, like the last to the tech in a lot of ways. And so I think that this is them, being last to the tech. They're honing in. I thought that this whole segment was, it shows the footage that you're being able to stream, but man, it's like 2 FPS. So it was
it's really low FPS.
Yeah. It was really, really like there's no way to improve that. I don't know if that's a bandwidth issue or like a hardware power issue. It looks like the main game runs still fine. It doesn't look like there's any degradation, but when it like full screens the video, it looks pretty rough on those shared streams. But you're also right. It's not for us, right? It's not for streaming. It's not for streamers, rather. It's for kids to be able to show their friends what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch this, but it looks like you don't have to be playing the same game. You can just be playing 2 separate games and just like screen share.
Hang
And
out.
that's
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It's the
Discord.
It is that. It's extremely Discord.
Yep.
Without question, I'm sure Discord was like, why are we not working with? God damn it! Like, why is our brand not somehow in here? And it's probably because of money. But
I was gonna say, why would they be?
Yeah, why would they be?
They can just do it themselves. Yeah,
exactly.
Nintendo.
Yeah, they announced the Switch 2 camera, which looks like it has like auto green screen without the green screen situation, which is, where we live in a world now where when you ask kids what they want to be when they grow up, it's no longer an astronaut, it's a streamer, it's a content creator. So like, yeah, of course Nintendo is going to want to jump in on that.
They could play streamer with their friends without having, and if they're literate, without having to potentially see the worst things in the world, what fresh hells await us on the internet, kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yep.
And there's a couple games that are like this kind of utilizes right there where it puts a little camera frame next to the individual avatars in the game. There's not WarioWare. What's the game where it's like, is it WarioWare? No, it's Mario Party where they're taking use of the camera.
It's using Mario Party.
Yeah. We'll show that a little bit later.
Yeah, they're just a decade late to connect, but I'm kind of okay with it. Like I think my kids are really going to enjoy that functionality in games.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
What else? That was the next thing. They're talking about the game chat access will be open for a year. What was this? Oh, Game Share. Game Share is like, do you know the details on this? It's like local sharing.
Oh, okay. That's like couch co-op.
There's a few things. Well, they announced like being able to share digital games, but now they're saying that like, it's kind of like couch co-op. Yeah, essentially. But since the Switch has an NVIDIA GPU in it, it'll have. They said it's on Ampere, right? So that would be 30 series. So it would have an encoder, and a pretty beefy one at that. So if you're working with another, NVIDIA chipset, like your games, the game will stream. It'll feel like basically lagless, I would assume, like it would if you're playing like Moonlight and Sunshine or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here they're showing off a little bit of the hardware, but yeah, the game share stuff was cool. They talked about, was it last week where they showed the start of this thing during the Nintendo Switch 1, potentially the last direct that they had there. So it's kind of an evolution of what they were showing there.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, they started touting like the specs behind it, 120 FPS capable screen on that thing. I think Metroid is going to have 120 FPS mode. I don't know.
It'll be 720p 120.
It's 720. Okay.
That's handheld. It'll be 1080 or 1420 docked or 4K 60 docked.
Got it. Okay.
And up to, Yeah,
Okay.
up to. So it probably won't maintain that, but yeah.
Yeah. It's still welcome to see those numbers with the Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think like for someone like Ko, that's his number one want, right?
Yep.
And
completely.
mine as well. Showing all the different footage here and showing the different hardware. I think after this was kind of potentially the worst thing they showed. Oh, I guess we could talk about the mouse. That you can. There's a mouse now. You turn one of the joysticks on its side and it becomes a mouse, and they have.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, mouse modes.
Time for Mario Paint.
Yeah, I was expecting a Mario Paint, to be honest.
I swear to God, if we don't get a sequel to Mario Paint because we didn't get the 64 DD over here, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I hope we get one. I think the only game that they showed working with that, or the only game I guess like quote unquote hardcore gamers would be Metroid. You can use the mouse mode with Metroid, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
For people like Zeke who maybe want to always use a mouse, he might be the one that utilizes that. I'm trying to skip ahead here and find potentially the dumbest software announcement that they had.
Oh, Civ 7 too. Cool.
What was
That's
that?
a great use for that. Civ 7 too.
Oh yes, yeah. 256 gigabyte built-in space. Obviously, that's great, especially when you're dealing with 4K stuff. What were we gonna say, Goth?
Oh, I was just seeing a comment about Cyberpunk on there. The Cyberpunk that they showed off at the event that was like 40 FPS in performance mode is only 7 weeks old in development for the Switch 2. So I would expect it to probably get some bumps, like updates.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, probably will.
Yeah.
I think I also saw. What do you know the story about them? Like when they had Witcher on the Switch, that it cost more than it actually like made or something like that. Do you know that story?
Yeah. That sounds right.
So
I don't think that would sell very much on the Switch.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, or Cyberpunk for that matter.
I think that's what they're doing for Cyberpunk, or expecting as well. Where is this silly software announcement here? They spent so much time on. Here it is.
I hate this.
Here it is. This thing is hilarious. Welcome Tour is the name of this tech demo. It is quite literally a tech demo. You walk around, you see the different things on the Switch 2. They have little, explaining magnets to the insane clown posse over there.
They're actually explaining magnets. What do they do?
Yeah. Now, you guys would expect that this is free, right?
You would hope.
No way.
Yeah.
I would expect it comes with the Switch.
How
so
about
it's like $6 or $7.
What about $7, Zeke? Can I?
What? Are you serious? What are they thinking?
Can I interest you in $7 for this, perhaps?
It's a
oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
You know, originally with the Wii,
dude, I swear to God, Nintendo just pulled a Huck Finn. Like, holy shit! Like that is insane.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, we got some really good PR material here, but we can't just. I mean, we couldn't just give it to you. You know that?
No,
oh man, we'd have to charge you something.
Yeah.
Well,
it's really good.
Now, if it was just like you wandering around the Switch and like looking at buttons, asking what this does and what this does, it looks like there's some games in it.
There's like tech demos.
There's some mini games.
Yeah, there's minigame tech demo stuff in it. They showed. I caught your stream when you were streaming the Playhouse stream, and they showed that software, and you were just like, "I hate every second of this." Why? This is so stupid.
No, it seemed like such an easy PR move to just box it, but apparently, like Nintendo of Japan has this whole. They hate to package games. They feel like if any effort went to software, it should be sold. If it wasn't for Reggie Fils-Aimé, the Wii Sports was going to be a paid title, and he fought tooth and nail to get it included with the Wii, which was huge because that was a system seller. It came with the Wii Sports, and Wii Sports was a banger.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, not that this was going to be a banger. No one's going to give a crap, anyways. But I mean, like, yeah, Astrobot Playroom exists. Like, there's no reason this shouldn't be bundled. Like, you could watch a YouTube video. You know, like and you would get, it's fine. Like, just, that's 100%. silly to me.
It's extremely silly.
Yeah.
Even with all the little like tech demos that they're showing, that's not. I don't know. They don't charge for this. Just put it in the system.
Yeah.
Just quick question: is the Switch coming with any games?
No.
Switch 2, I mean.
Nope. There's nothing.
Oh, it's a silly question.
You can buy the bundle.
Sorry.
You can buy the bundle, because they're gonna have a Mario Kart bundle.
The Nintendo apologist here is like, nah, you idiot. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Come with a game.
Stop with that, dude.
Joking?
Yeah.
When they can sell it?
Yeah, you can buy the Mario Kart bundle, Zeke, and it's actually, we'll get into the whole price thing a little bit later, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
I've heard.
When we can pre-order it, you know.
when you can pre-order it. Yeah. So they spent about 26 minutes here on their Treehouse stream talking about the welcome tour, and they were like, "Oh, this is about half the content," and so that was a little dicey when
Yeah.
if you see here, we've got about half the where they called achievements. I forgot how they labeled them. I'm trying to see if they could pull up the full list, but I don't know where it's at. Oh, and they're also like, this is what 4K looks like. And so you play Mario 1-1, like from the original Mario, and it's showing you that the screen image, the 4K image, is longer than Mario 1-1 in pixels, like the pixel
There's also
count.
one for frame rate. Nintendo just discovered resolution in hertz.
Wait, what is the frame rate one? I didn't see the frame rate demo.
Oh yeah, there was a whole
that?
there. They didn't. I'm not sure they showed it off, but they said this one will show you the difference between the frame rates.
Okay.
Yeah, their R&D department in those cases really behind the curve. But I think we already knew that.
Yeah. Anyways, he's skating across the screen, and that's the welcome tour. After that, they went on and showed, the proper hardware, I guess is how you could say it. We can kind of get into those games. They had some fun announcements in it. The first one,
seems like I'm sorry. That just seems like such an easy win. Now that you got me incensed, it seems like such an easy win. Like, put that as software in the game. Put it in the console. Put it in there. You want to know about the console? Put it in there.
You can put it in. You just have to buy it, and then you have to insert it in the console.
But Zeke, how about $7?
That's how you put it in there.
But how do I know how to do that without the game telling me the thing I'm gotta do it?
I don't know
how to get it in there. I'm ham-fisting the thing, trying to get it in. I'm putting the wrong slot. It's terrible.
This is Mario Party, I think, Jamboree. You can jump out of the pipe, which I thought was really funny with the webcam there. We can kind of skip ahead and go through this a lot quicker because Goth, have you played Jamboree?
Jamboree bangs. It's probably the
good?
best Mario Party since like the GameCube iterations, I would say.
Okay.
Jamboree is really, really fun.
Yeah. Are you excited for the Switch 2
edition?
Yeah, I don't know what they're calling it officially.
I mean, I think the upgrade's like $10. But it comes with new content. So it's not just like fidelity frame rate upgrades. I think there's a whole bunch of different game modes. So I am okay with that upgrade.
Yeah.
Because it's actual levels, new game modes, new content. That's fine. I'm probably gonna get it. We play Mario Party pretty regularly in our house, so I'll probably scoop it up, the upgrade.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me skip ahead. What did they show next? They're kind of talking about the upgrade path and all the different stuff. They showed both the Zeldas, and they went into this even more on their Treehouse stream. It's 60 FPS Zelda. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Goth has already experienced this, so he's kind of like...
I can't wait for everybody else to experience how the Zelda game should be played.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. I can't even explain it to people who played.
Yeah, this for
Zelda
me was like
the
biggest announcement. This was the thing that I was most excited for. This and probably Metroid. This was kind of weird, where they showed. I don't know, Ko and Zeke. You guys seem like you didn't watch this, so this is news to you. They announced this like companion app, which allows you to open up a map on your phone, and it has all of the things around you. And then as it's showing right here, you can click on that thing and start voice navigation. And so it tells you where to go from your phone in game to like a point of interest. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a bit more than that.
Yes,
that
there is.
So the one thing that I've noticed is they did a really bad job conveying really important points. This upgrade is either like $6 or $7 per game, or if you have the NSO expansion pass, which is what you need for like playing like the emulator games, like all the old consoles and stuff.
Right.
So playing like GameCube games, you need the NSO expansion. If you have NSO expansion, you get both Zelda upgrades. It's included in the expansion. They didn't mention that at all. It's like hidden on their website. There's also 12 games that are getting free fidelity and frame rate updates that they didn't talk about that either. All the, like pretty much every first party game, both of the Zelda top-down games are getting upgrades. Like pretty much every other Mario game's getting an upgrade. You don't need to have pass or pay for a Switch 2 edition for either of those. They didn't talk about it. None. Like, I'm like, why are you continually shooting yourself in the foot? But back on the Zelda stuff, there's also like you could send items to friends, and then you can also scan in your vehicles that you've made and share them with friends.
I think that's pretty cool.
And
yeah,
it really leads me to believe that Nintendo's might be doing some sort of socially connected Zelda thing, which I think would be neat because it really seems like they're leaning into social features a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was probably them looking at the launch of Tears of the Kingdom and seeing, all the shorts where people are like, oh yeah, look at this cool machine I built. You can fly across the entire thing in 3 seconds, blah, 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 blah. And then people being like, well, how did you build that? And so now it's like, well, here's this code. And then with this code, it'll now be built in your game. That's cool. I think that stuff it makes sense for a Zelda. I don't think they're charging for the phone app, right? Or do you have to have Nintendo
or is that the
Online?
$7?
The $7 is for 60 FPS. It's for like everything. It's for the update.
Yeah, the whole updated edition.
And I think it's baked
or just have NSO expansion.
Yeah. Which is, I think NSO is we're getting into the prices, but that's $60 for a year for like their expansion.
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see right here, they showed some footage of the Switch 2 compared to the Switch, and it's 9-day difference. I mean, to me, it looks like a completely different game in all the best ways. So
I don't think it's going to come across like that because it's like you're watching a video on Twitch. I would recommend people go to through this stream.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
There's going to be some quality loss there, but I'd recommend checking it out on their YouTube stream. It's pretty night and day difference, especially the frame rate stuff.
I think even the colors just also look better and look less washed out, I guess is what I would say. But yeah, they showed that. And then what was after that? Oh, they were showing more of the like Switch edition games. They're going to have the Kirby, the Forgotten Land update. What was that? Here's the Metroid Beyond demo of them using the mouse. I saw the press got their hands on the Switch 2, I think on Friday. Gene, friend of the show and Twitter, was saying that the mouse actually like works well. He was able to use it on his pants for like tracking. So
that's cool.
A lot of normal mice have that problem.
Yeah. So like, I'm down to play that Metroid that way. That'll be kind of cool.
I feel like I would need either a third-party actual mouse-shaped mouse, or
it might feel kind of weird. Yeah,
it's just thin and like it's we have adult hands, so I'd like a peripheral that I could like snap it into or get like an actual mouse if I was going to play.
I was just gonna say, don't you worry, there will be like
there will
cats like snap it in there and do the mousey.
They will 100% have the Nintendo plastic mouse for like $20 or some shit.
Somebody just said the really interesting idea of 3D printing something that goes over.
Oh, yeah, that's easy peas. So that'd be good.
That'll come first, and then Nintendo will sue the shit out of the company that makes those 3D maps.
I don't think
keyboard.
They could.
No keyboard would feel weird.
Can they? I don't know. I guess
would there be any like? Could you? It's not violating any trademarks. Or
I guess as long as you keep Nintendo's name out of it.
Yeah.
Just mouse housing.
Chat saying that wouldn't stop them from trying.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Aha!
Nintendo will try it, yeah, or they'll have a third party that tries it, like Hori or
Yeah.
I'm sure that will exist, and I hope it does. This was is this game called Dragon Drive? This game got memed to shit, and it was this. Yeah, I had to. Truth be told, when this showed up, I had to like cover my mouth because chat was fucking brutal. And saying like all of the most heinous things that you could say about this. And as a person who's going straight to hell, it's hard for me not to crack a smile at some of those. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough. The game looks okay. I don't. It seems more like a tech demo where they're like, well, we can make a full game around that, I guess.
Well, the control on it is you hold both of the controllers like a mouse, and you wheel. And I feel like paraplegics are going to have an upper hand in this game.
Wow,
like,
it's kind of cool.
I have no practice, as a walkie, so I don't. Yeah,
a walkie.
A walkie.
Yeah, as a walkie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the term.
That's the term.
What's the name of that game?
I couldn't tell you. That's the issue.
You just said it, but
I know I just said it, but it like the reason I couldn't tell you is because it's been memed to shit, and everyone. Here's what people are calling this game. They're not calling it Dragon Drive. Do you remember that game Arms?
Oh yeah.
They're calling this one.
I remember Balls.
They're calling this one Legs.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Wheels. I think Wheels would be more important.
Yeah, Wheels I think would be much better.
Yeah, but it's not the opposite of Arms. That's the whole thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Dragon Drive is the name of that one.
Okay.
Dragon Drive. Yep.
It reminds me of Murderball, right? Have anybody ever seen that sport?
Yeah. It's exactly that.
I wish they would have called it Murderball.
That would have been awesome, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Might be trademarked.
But it's Nintendo. They probably can't call that.
Yeah, they probably can't. That's very true.
Nintendo
can't call it Murderball.
Nintendo hot new game, Murder Ball.
Yeah.
Just change one of the words. Call it like Murder Ball or something like that.
Maybe.
Murder Ball.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's coming out.
Probably not.
Summer 2025. They talked a little bit more about it. Did this show up at all on the Treehouse, Goth? Were they?
Yeah. They did like literally 25 minutes on it.
How did that translate to like seeing it
horribly?
in action?
No, it was horrible. No, I don't want to play that, not even at gunpoint. So I probably won't. Yeah, I don't want to. I do not want to play that.
Nintendo's going to be like, we'd like to repair our relationship and sponsor you to play.
Well,
No.
All of a sudden, Scott's like, I've always wanted to try that.
I want to have a greater understanding of this sport.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be rough. This kind of came out of nowhere, but it makes sense given how big this is just in the world of video games. Elden Ring is getting a port on the Switch too.
Yeah.
It looks fine. Like, if anything, it kind of shows, I guess, the power that the handheld is able to put out there. But apart from that, Elden Ring.
For anybody who only plays Nintendo games, like you play no other games, no other consoles, no PC, no nothing. You only play Nintendo. You're finally getting Elden Ring. All three of you.
Yeah.
Yep. For me, I get a Nintendo console only to play Nintendo games. I'm not looking to play anything else on it.
I think, a lot of people are that way.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yes.
But again, not the core audience. But I don't think the core audience is really looking for Elden Ring either,
No. I think
they'll be like, hey, Leisure Suit Larry is now on Switch 2. It's the perfect audience. Check it out.
Yeah.
When was the last time they made a Leisure Suit Larry? It's been like a decade plus.
Hey, Zeke's, we've talked about those at length on the show.
I can tell you.
Yeah,
just a month or two ago.
Yeah, he can tell you the info.
Man, that's
He's
a
looking
deep
it up
cut
right
to
now.
come up twice in a few months.
I think
Wow,
they're on like number
impressive.
7 or number 6.
2020.
Okay.
Zeke is a
Oh,
living
wow.
deep cut.
Yep. There's Wet Dreams Don't Dry,
Uh-huh.
which was their reboot. The German company who took it over rebooted it. Wet Dreams Don't Dry,
Okay.
and then Wet Dreams Don't Dry Twice was the game that came out in 2020.
I mean, they do dry, but
Non-laser shoot laser.
Yeah, but it's a play on a Bond title.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they do dry. Don't
But
read
they
too much
do.
into this, Goth. don't think about this, Noire, buddy. Just enjoy the play of words and then move on.
Street Fighter 6.
But they dry though.
Was also shown. They're gonna have some special amiibos that will be available as the same day of the Switch. Which, funny enough, we don't know. I saw this, Co, and I immediately thought of you because it's mechs and it's running at relatively high fidelity. And I think you might have actually enjoyed the first one of these. Did you play that Demon X Machina or Demon X Machina?
You know what? I didn't.
Okay, is that the one?
I wanted to.
You wanted to. That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did.
This is.
It looks pretty cool though.
I think the same. I think a sequel, similar name. This is running 120 FPS, so I guess 720, 120.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it looks.
I'm down. It looks great. Yeah, no, I'm totally down for games like this.
It looks cool. Very obviously.
Damn.
Weeby.
I might play a Switch game.
That's right. You might be excited for a Switch game.
Look at that.
Might be excited for a Switch game.
It looks a little anime armored Corey.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Titanic Scion. I couldn't remember.
Titanic Scion.
Yeah. Oh, and you can pet the cat. It's out November 5th. This was announced. They got a lot of third-party stuff. You got Kid Aggro again. Yeah,
Other son is here.
Go ahead. The Split Fiction was announced, which makes perfect sense. I think we have all played Split Fiction here on the panel. Co has not played, but the people that are currently still here have all played and loved it very much. This is very good. Fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Put it on as many of the platforms as possible. What was after this? This is the third-party section. This is the EA Sports. Hogwarts Legacy was shown from Warner Brothers, which, of course, massive selling game. Of course, they're going to put that on there. This is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. That was shown.
Oh, right, yeah.
In the third-party block. What else do we have? Hitman. This could be kind of cool if you don't have like a Steam Deck. I think Hitman would be a little bit fun. As long as it runs well, the FPS would probably be the only thing I'd be worried about here because that looks a little bit rough there when he was just looking up in the mirrored kind of RTX hull. But I'd probably check this out. This is the Signature Edition, as they're calling it. And then they did a preview right after that for the new 007 game that they've been working on for quite some time. We still don't know what it is. They did another like classic 007 thing and that's it. Don't know how that game's going to play just yet in terms of actually seeing it. Hope to see more soon, maybe in June.
It took me a long damn time to realize that classic 007 opening is the barrel of a gun. For the longest time, I thought it was like a camera.
Do you think it was like a camera aperture?
Yeah.
He's just really handsome, so they have to take as many photos as possible.
That's true.
I guess. I don't know. It took me a long time, and then I was like, oh, of course, with the rifling, of course. It's
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. According to chat, you're not alone, Zeke. According to chat, you're not alone. A lot of sames. This is the one where Square Enix upset everyone, kind of, because we thought it was a Final Fantasy IX remaster. There is a compilation out there of creators and influencers reacting to that opening shot and thinking that it's Garnet, and it's not. It's a new Bravely Default remake.
It's a remaster, not a new one.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone, they did like that. It's Garnot. That's exactly right.
What did you say about playing that other game? Like you would rather what? You'd rather something than play that other game.
Something at gunpoint? I don't know. I already moved past it.
Yeah.
Something like that. Same. for this one.
Yes.
What about this?
You would have to force me at gunpoint to play this fucking game. It has everything wrong with for me.
You don't like the chibi art style, do you?
No, he's
Chibi anime, like all turnoffs for me. Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Yeah. I don't like chibi at all.
not a fan of the chibi.
Yeah.
Yakuza was there. This is the executive producer. They're bringing a new Yakuza 0 director's cut to the Switch.
Beautiful.
Did they talk about like what is new in the director's cut, chat? I didn't see. They're going to have
director's cut
newly
like
added
before that.
cutscenes. Is what they just said. 26
26
minutes of new cutscenes.
26 minutes?
Yeah.
God, man. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
And some new mode that has multiplayer, according to chat. So I don't know what that means.
Oh, like minigame
mode.
multiplayer, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so. This, I think. Oh yeah, Goth. People in my chat were telling me that you called the name of this a while back.
Yeah.
what's
So
going on there?
after we played Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, you know, not quite the name. I was a little bit off. I was like, Hyrule Warriors, the imprisoning war is inevitable. I have I have a tweet from like 2 years ago, and because Hyrule Warriors bangs, the frame rate just sucks.
Yeah.
Like especially Age of Calamity, very, very good. But it's held back completely by Switch hardware. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And you'll get a more look at the lore of what happened while Zelda was back in time and hanging out with Rauru and all them.
Right. It gives you like more of a full story and context for everything that happens. It says right there, the story leading into Tears of the Kingdom.
I played through all of Age of Calamity with my son, and we played it at 60 FPS on Yuzu, and it was just like, it's a completely different experience. It's so good in multiplayer, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Super fun co-op.
Nice.
A lot to collect too. Like if you're into like Warriors games, there's just so much to get and collect in the Warriors series.
Yeah, we had I forget who it was, but we had a creator on here who talked about 100%ing that and it being one of the worst games to ever 100%.
Oh.
So yeah, we're aware. That's Age of Imprisonment. The new, is it a Mushu? What is that called? What are they called, Goth? What are the Warriors games called?
The Zone Eyes?
Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, is it
Musu? Dynasty Warriors games? I don't know if they're called Mushu.
Musu, something like that. I don't know.
I believe it's Masoyu.
There you go.
Masoyu.
They're talking more like expansion pack stuff. GameCube, the Nintendo Classics GameCube got announced. They're also selling that controller. Wind Waker, maybe the biggest GameCube game. Soul Calibur 2. There's, of course, footage out there of Maximilian Dude freaking the fuck out when they saw that. If you want to check it out. I couldn't remember. This is not for anyone that has a brain like I do. Soul Calibur 4 was the one where Darth Vader and Yoda appear.
I think so, yeah.
Soul Calibur 2 just has Link. Did it have Master Chief on the Xbox version, or was that also 4? They did some crazy. It was Spawn. Spawn was the Xbox. Yeah. That's. And then PS2 had Heihachi. Yeah. Wild. More F-Zero stuff. They go on to talking about the controller. These are all the games that are coming out eventually on the Nintendo GameCube Classic stuff. There's the controller that they're going to end up selling. How do you guys? I was never a fan of the GameCube controller. Did you guys?
Really?
No.
Yeah, I know that's like absolute heresy in some circles.
That's okay.
But
that's all right.
I can never get.
I loved the triggers on the GameCube controller. I was a big fan of them.
Yeah. What was so special about them?
They have like the resistance to them feels real good, but then it has this really subtle click, like when you get down to maximum pullage on the trigger. It's just I don't know.
Okay.
I like the controller a lot.
Fair enough.
It tickles my brain.
We have no opinion whatsoever on any of the Undertale Deltarune stuff that was announced here. No one on the show has any opinion. We will I'm excited for you guys to enjoy that game. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Wait, before we move forward,
God,
people,
don't have
people
an
who do
opinion.
jump scares, if you get jump scared, you gotta look away.
And,
All right, you can go, JP.
Okay. All right. What? Oh, right. Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
It's Randy Pitchford.
It's like, hey,
Hey, guys.
hi, it's me. Hi.
Oh my God, he's Harry Carey? Like,
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. If Borderlands
remember
was
when we
made
made
out of spare
Borderlands?
ribs, would you eat it? I know I would.
Dude, he looks, yeah, I don't.
If you could pay Handsome Jack and hot dogs, would you do it? It's a simple question. A baby can answer it.
Yeah, Borderlands
Just
4
answer the question.
was there. I forgot this was there. I had blacked that out of my memory because holy shit, I forgot what he was wearing. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for the jump scare warning. Goth, you're a Borderlands aficionado. I'm just going to pause it right here for everyone to really hate me. How do you feel about Borderlands 4 in general?
Well, I love Borderlands. I didn't think 3 was a bad game. I thought it was not a great Borderlands. And it's my favorite genre, so I'm always gonna hope it's good. I separate Randy Pitchford from Borderlands as much as I can. Which is you got to try. But I love Borderlands. I can't wait for 4. I like the semi-open world stuff that they're doing. They're actually changing the formula a bit, which was my big complaint about 3 is it didn't like step away from 2 enough to be special. As long as the writing is good and the jokes are less campy, then I think, and it's got a darker tone like 1 and 2, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of Tiny Tina's?
I liked the writing in Tiny Tina's, but it had 0 endgame. I thought it was a fun playthrough. The itemization is fine. I think it suffered a little bit from what Borderlands 3 did with being overly rewarding. I like rare loot to be rare in my video games. So hopefully 4 is a bit more return to form of like 2 and 1. We'll see. I mean, like, I would rather be hopeful than cynical because I'm only here for a short time.
Yeah.
Also, the more I look at this, the more I think, man, Tom Kenny really let himself go.
Oh no.
Someone in my chat said, I skinned the couch for this suit. That made me chuckle. That's really good. Yeah, Borderlands 4 was there. We went into Firaxis here with Dennis. They showed the Civ 7 stuff. Obviously, Civ 7 is doing what it's doing right now, and with not being maybe the most liked Civ, but I think they kind of all start out that way. We'll see how it goes. 2K Games is going to be showing that stuff. 2K Sports, I mean. Then we had, what was this called? It's like a survival game thing. Who's making this?
Survival Kids or something?
I
don't know. It sounds right.
Yeah, I don't even know who's making this.
I don't know. But I do remember it freezing on this for like a solid like
That's
4 or
right.
5 minutes.
Yeah, they had some stream issues.
Yeah, they did.
During the official stream with about almost a million people watching live.
Yeah.
It froze completely. Except funny enough, the Nintendo UK stream had no issues. The YouTube stream from Nintendo UK didn't have issues. But everything else.
Oh, it is called Survival Kids. Nailed it. There we go.
Yeah.
That's the one use of my memory I get for this week. So,
yep. Enter the Gungeon was shown. First footage here. The game's going 3D. Obviously, a big departure for them. They had a little bit of actual gameplay. Looks cool. I hope this does very, very well for the developers just by going 3D. Looks like a bullet hell, like it always has been. But yeah. Looks cool.
Enter the Gungeon 1 was super fun. I played hours of that game.
Great game.
Yeah. Here's some Astroneer, which I'm a huge fan of.
Another good one.
Yeah.
This is not Astroneer. This is a new spin-off from the same studio.
It's a spin-off, but it's like Astroneer based, right?
Huh? I think it might be in universe, but this is like really supposed to be a social game of exploration, and you have like a central space station.
Okay.
That you go back to. So it's like I don't want to say like all those are supposed to be players right there on the space station.
Got it. Okay.
That hits a lot of notes
like
for me. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions 2026 release date for that. Devolver Digital is great, and I love Astroneer. So here's some Cyberpunk footage on the Switch 2. if you were all curious what this looks like. Running not the highest of FPS, but the fact that it's still there is kind of cool.
Yeah. I think it was like we said earlier, it's 40 FPS in performance mode, but the build that people are playing right now is 7 weeks old. So
yeah.
CD Projekt Red is not one to not like optimize as much as they can post launch, as we saw. So I think they'll probably put out at least 1 or 2 patches for the thing. I don't know, or not.
Yep. Remake integrates coming. Final Fantasy VII. The first one, I'm sure Rebirth is to follow soon. After that comes out. That game's great. Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. You should check that out for sure if you have not yet. I think it's fantastic for a handheld. And then they dropped this bomb. Silk Song.
Wait, that's a bomb? I've never heard of it.
Yeah. You've never heard of Hollow Knight Silk Song? Oh, you're being facetious. No. You're being facetious.
Yeah.
Yeah. The internet all...
No, I have internet and I have Twitter and mostly gamer Twitter. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were just like, here's a little bit of Silk Song. And everybody was like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
It was very much crazy. There's a daily Silk Song news YouTube channel that I think for the first time in like, I don't know, 1,200 days or something, they had news. And so they had a whole skit around it. It was really funny. It went super viral. And it was because they showed like that. That is all they showed.
A little bit.
That's
all
it.
I get.
And they put 2025 next to it. So
dude, this was like getting a proof of life video. That's basically what this was. It wasn't a trailer. It was just like, it's not dead. Like they could have just shown the logo and like a heartbeat pulse monitor. Like for 3 seconds, and that would have been it. That would have been everything.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Fans would have gone just as crazy.
Yeah, people are obviously expecting, I think, this to be at the Xbox June event, whatever that is, around KiwiCon, Summer Game Fest Con, whatever we call that whole that week now at the beginning of June. So yeah, Silk Song was there.
Partial to Jeff Chella.
Jeff Chella, it exists.
Let's call it SGF.
It exists. We got like another Animal Crossing thing. You guys remember Wild Hearts?
I don't understand why they're putting this on Switch 2.
I don't understand why that's coming to Switch 2 either, with a brand new name. Wild Hearts S. Okay.
Oh, man, what a stupid fucking... It's Wild Hearts. God, come on.
Well, the S stands for Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, this was... just... If you're gonna play a monster hunting game on your Switch, just toss Rise in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, did they mention Rise running significantly better?
Nah, they didn't. I think third parties are gonna probably have to do that themselves. So there will probably be some announcements over the summer, I'd assume.
Yeah, I'd be very shocked if Wilds never made it to the Switch. I would fully expect them to do that. What was that? Witchbrook's going to be on there from Chucklefish. They kind of just started throwing all this stuff in here at the end for the third-party block. Star Wars Outlaws is going to be running on that somehow. That's somewhat impressive.
DLSS and Frame Gen, probably.
Yeah. Fast Fusion, that's like a launch title. Shadow Labyrinth, some anime stuff. Reanimal is going to be there. I know you guys are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Everyone loves Fortnite. That's gonna be there day one.
I just went and added a friend to my kid. That's why I went AFK last time. So I can do the parental code so they can friend up his buddy.
Fantastic. Professor Layton, Human Fall Flat 2. Still shocker. I have to mention it every time that game sold like 40 million copies or some shit, which boggles my mind. And then is this the weird? Yeah. So this dropped out of fucking nowhere for people.
This was the only thing that I was super excited about that I heard of.
Were you excited when you learned what it was?
What, the PvP?
Yeah, it's like
like honestly, it's a FromSoft game, so I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah,
this will sell me the console. Honestly,
really, this is what gets you in.
Yeah. This is Metroid, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
My chat made a really good comment about that game because it is exclusive to the Switch too.
Yep.
They were like, this seems like a Studio Jam game that they were just like messing around making, and then maybe Nintendo shut up and they're like, you want to try to sell them this and see if they want it? Like, let's just see what happens. And Nintendo's like, yeah, let's go, do it. That's gonna be great.
Yeah,
there was sell them the thing we're making on Saturday mornings. Yeah, let's do that.
I don't know. Do you think they'll buy it?
It's so funny. If you could, like, the amount of React content that I saw, they were like, "Is this Castlevania? Like, what the fuck? What is going on here? What is happening?" And then the screen went black. This dropped, and everyone goes, "Holy shit! It's from software. What is going on? Is this fucking Bloodborne 2?" Like, everyone just started freaking out immediately, which really goes to show how much weight that carries with the title of From Software being attached to it. Very much like Bloodborne 2 in so many ways. Like, it's hard to. I mean, it isn't it even in the name? Isn't it called like the Duskborn or something?
Yeah. Dusk. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It is a PvP VE title. I think all of these characters that you're seeing here, including this fucking badass who can fly, which I think is great.
Because why not?
Yeah. These are all the different characters that you can choose. Duskbloods, sorry, is the title.
It looks like they could become animals, and that's like the whole gimmick. Because you see like a guy become like a wolf thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just want to fly. I just want to play as that flying guy and just like fly from off screen straight at someone. And then I don't care really what happens after that. He can explode. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to do that. I want to live that life.
Frog with tits. Sorry, I had to say it.
No. The frog guy's great. Fantastic. From Software monster design. Definitely want to check this out. I saw someone in chat describing it as Hunt Showdown, but from Software.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
That's interesting.
But then you have to have a player
very
base stick around
community.
for it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's only,
Yeah, it's got a very dedicated community they put out a creator's voice blog on the nintendo.com/what's new section. Superhuman abilities and opportunistic behaviors and playing roles and altering fates. Let me see here if there was anything. In terms of structure, we consider it a PvPvE title. At its core, it's an online multiplayer focused game with both player versus player and player versus enemy. They asked, did you always have some desire to make a PvPvE type game? I said, yes, I've always found that structure very interesting. It allows for a broad range of game design choices while also letting us leverage our experience of designing challenging enemy encounters. As a side note, please allow me to address one thing. As previously mentioned, this is an online multiplayer title at its core, but this doesn't mean that we as a company have decided to shift to a more multiplayer focused direction with titles going forward. Nintendo Switch 2 version of Elden Ring was also announced, and we intend to actively develop single-player focused games such as this that embrace our more traditional style. So, obviously goes into much more detail about the Duskbloods in said blog. So you can go check that out if you're at all curious. I'm kind of scanning through this to see if there was anything. Said the Bloodsworn possess superhuman abilities thanks to special blood, so their actions are more dramatic than anything seen in our previous titles. Even basic character actions in this game, such as sprinting, super jump, and double jump, are designed to be dynamic and stress-free, and are complemented by each character's own unique abilities and weapons and abilities, allowing for a wide range of creativity.
Holy shit, dude! They were like, "Man, people love the jump in Elden Ring. Let's give them 2."
Well, you had 2 on the goat, didn't you? On your mount?
Oh fuck yeah! I didn't think about that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
There's over a dozen characters for the player to choose from, each with their own identity appearance. I think there's a lot of unique elements to the character designs and the weapons they use, so hopefully players can find 1 or 2 favorites among them. Also, each character can be customized to a certain extent, allowing players the fun of building a character that feels like their own. And then, can you provide some detail on the general gameplay loop? The game has a so-called hub area where players can choose their character, customize them, and enter online multiplayer. Online multiplayer supports up to 8 players. Upon concluding an online match, players then return to the hub, at which point they receive some sort of reward, whether they win or lose. Using these rewards, players can further customize their character, and so the cycle continues. Online matches are generally last player standing. However, there are certain cases where victory conditions differ. For example, players may be tasked with teaming up to take down a powerful boss enemy or find themselves in other special circumstances. Cool.
Okay.
That sounds fine. Sounds fun. If it's like the core From Software combat baked into all that, great.
Just for my own reference, like what would be the most popular PvPvE game?
Tarkov?
Probably Tarkov right now. Dark and Darker was really big, but it's kind of fallen off. Hunt is still very popular.
Yeah, Hunt is big. Yeah, Tarkov's probably... If anything, Tarkov's probably the most well-known. I don't know if player count, if it still is as big as it once was, but yeah.
I just worry for PvEVP games are PvP games. That's how I look at it. It's a PvP game.
Yeah, it is.
I worry for any PvP game that is a premium product, because that entire like ecosystem is so saturated with free to play titles, and PvP players consume and spend very differently than PvE folks.
Mm-hmm.
But it being a Switch exclusive, obviously there's not a lot of options, but we'll see. I have very similar worries for Marathon.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I've got a whole different set of worries for Marathon.
in the news section, there's been some Marathon stuff. Zeke,
he needs a new car, Co.
Zeke, it seems like this question is exactly for you. They asked, It sounds like even those who tend to shy away from PvP can still enjoy themselves. And he responded, that was my intention. I am personally not much of a PvP person, and I wanted to make something that's satisfying even for players like me. But the goal of the match is to obtain first blood. There are personal objectives that provide separate rewards to the player as well, so I hope these add to the fun of each engagement.
I hope some of the personal objectives are like beg for mercy, run away like a coward, like, like
avoid any fights with other real players.
Exactly. Hide in a bush for 5 minutes. Like, you win. Right. Good job.
Yeah. So came out of nowhere, but hey, the Duskbloods Switch 2 thing. What was after that? It was this weird bat, cat, rat thing that opened its eyes for some reason. I don't know, some weird stinger at the end of that. That's coming in 2026 exclusively to the Switch 2. Was Donkey Kong next?
Yeah, Donkey Kong was there at the end. It's the very last game they showed.
Oh, well, this is the Kirby thing. Yeah, where
Air Riders
is.
I never played Air Rider, so I don't have like a nostalgic point for Air Rider.
I never did either. For whatever reason, Kirby
like from people who really loved it were just
super into it.
Yeah. And then this is, I guess, their like big title. It's coming out a month after release in July, and it's a new Donkey Kong mainline game. I think everyone and their mom thought that this was Mario, a new Mario game. But it's
Mario.
Mario.
That's how you pronounce it. Go.
I saw those monkeys in the mine. I thought it was going to be Ape Escape, man.
It's a Donkey Kong. It's a Donkey Kong where you can like break the level. It looks
voxel based to me. I love the destruction stuff. Looks really cool. The deep dive they did into it with the treehouse. I don't know. I thought it looked fun personally.
It definitely looks fun, without question. I really want to know what happens, and maybe they answered this in the deep dive, Goth, so you can tell me. Can you just destroy the entire level?
There is bedrock, from what I could tell.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very much if you want to beeline to something, you can just drill through a mountain. And then it looks like different rocks have different hardness levels.
Okay.
So you might need to like break something to be able to break something else. So it looks neat. I mean, it's a Nintendo platformer. It looks different from Donkey Kong 64, which was the last 3D platformer for Donkey Kong.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Everything else has been like basically Donkey Kong Country-esque since then. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks cool. I'm cool with it, and I like the new design for DK, which seems very similar to the Mario movie design, like kind of adjacent to that.
Yes, without
It's kind of
question.
almost retro, like
Yeah.
classic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it. I like it.
And he has the same look in Mario Kart too.
Oh, he does. I didn't realize there was
Yeah.
a parallel there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Donkey Kong Bonanza looks very good. Definitely
Yep.
interested in checking that out. Coming out the 17th of July. And it was at this point where shit got weird.
Hold on 1 second. Is it Bonanza or Banana Nanza?
I think it's Bonanza.
It's Banana Z, actually. So, or some are wait,
Banana
Z.
Z.
Banana.
No, that's not right.
It's Bonanza S.
Yeah.
Ah, very good. Yeah.
Bringing it around.
Here is how they closed out the Switch 2 Direct. We already knew the June 5th launch title, at least at this point in time when it happened. They announced the different bundles, the base bundle, and then the bundle with Mario Kart World. And everyone was expecting a price.
Nope.
And it said, go to the website. And you're thinking, why would we need to do that, Nintendo? Why do you want us to go to your website? And about that time, all hell broke loose, and it kind of just
It's
didn't
the
stop
same
them.
reason that if you go to a jewelry store, you see there's a little tag with writing too small to read. It's so like you get enticed, and then you have like, oh, let me look at that one, and they're like 5,000. You're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, which was April 2nd, we didn't know what the new tariffs were going to be. And it sounds like Nintendo didn't either, obviously. And so they pre-recorded this. Whenever they pre-recorded this, they're like, we're going to wait and see what happens with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so all that stuff happened, and it's kind of a clusterfuck. I don't even know how to sum it up. I mean, first off, before we even get to the tariff stuff, all of the news broke that like Mario Kart is an $80 digital game and a $90 physical game. And so that was, one of the first big things, because that's an expensive price for games.
It is.
Especially given the day and age. Obviously, you can go back and be like, oh, SNES games used to cost blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but that, that was 20 years ago. We haven't seen those prices for a long time. $90 for physical is crazy, especially when it came to light to be that those titles don't even have a physical, they're basically a cartridge that has a key on it that then unlocks it so you can download the game.
That's not first party titles. Those are actually on the cartridge.
That's third party titles. So first parties are all on cartridge. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if the code unlock is because for whatever reason, I'm not sure, like some sort of proprietary thing, or I don't know. The $90 was for Europe, I think, or something. There's a lot of like miss or inaccurate information that's been flying around. That said, like $80 for a game is freaking expensive. I think gamers have really avoided our hobby going up in cost the same way that pretty much every hobby has over the past couple decades. Does it make it an easier pill to swallow? Absolutely not. But yeah, I personally think that this is the route that pretty much AAA is going in. I think over the next year or two, I think you're going to see the same costs from Sony and Microsoft for AAA games and third-party AAAs. So support indies.
Yeah, I was going to say, more room for indies. Okay,
Indies and
AAA.
AAs,
There you go.
man.
You do what you want to do. Their costs keep going up because they keep putting that much money into games.
Yeah.
And as those companies continue to AAA themselves into obscurity with prices that keep going up, where the indies just keep their prices low due to keeping their costs low, I mean,
Yeah.
more power to them. Good luck, AAA.
Yep.
I fully see GTA being like a $100 title. People have been talking about it for a bit.
We've been saying that on the show as well. It's going to be the first $100 title without question.
I'll pay it. I mean, GTA is essentially three feature-length movies rolled into a game just a single player alone. So I get it. Their production value is crazy.
Yeah,
but
if there's one game you can like make an excuse to pay that much for, GTA's probably going to be one of the only games. The only issue is that every other company's going to be like, well, they did it.
Well, they did
We're
it.
going to do it as well.
Well, I mean, if they put in that many resources and that much stuff, like it's one thing to charge $100 for a game when that game has like a full cast of known actors that are fully mocapped and like, you know, have hundreds and hundreds of lines apiece. Like it's all about putting in what you get out. The problem is that AAA these days has too much bloat. They've got massive teams. They've got entire organizational components they don't even need or are useless. And that all of their game profits have to then pay for those people. So, you know, it's weird because it used to be this badge of honor to have like a large team size. As we go on, I bet you it's going to be the exact opposite. I bet it's going to be like, how many people were you paying to make that game? How much are you charging for it? Like, and then you're going to like go up against a team of 7 that just had the last big indie hit and made 5 times as much as your product. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like it worked for a while, but it's ballooning to the point where it's just not making sense.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Well, and they keep phasing out like experienced devs, and all these experienced devs are making their own studios.
Yep, they'll fire the experienced devs to then hire the person that was under them into their position at less money.
Yeah.
Yep.
But with less experience, so you have to throw more bodies at a problem and figure it out much slower than you would with, you know, seasoned veterans. It's so upside down.
Yep.
But support indies and AA. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of like look at the last week and the conversation about all that.
Because there's this part of me that when Goth was just saying that, I wanted to add in support responsible spending by developers.
Mm-hmm. Like not $65 million that was thrown down the toilet.
Support responsible spending.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing that it's sometimes it's just really hard to know. Like,
there's so many stories. There's like, you'll have people start a studio and get their initial seed funding, and they'll be filling themselves, and they'll get the glass office and fly everybody out to this, that, and the other. It's irresponsible spending, and that's why you'll have a company get $65 million over like 4-year period, and then have their game out for 5 months, and it tank and close it, and it's all gone. You know, like it does, like, leadership is so important, and a lot of leaders shouldn't be in leadership positions.
Right. Yep. Just for, I guess, clarity, the $90 physical thing is in a very specific region in Europe. So I think it's still $80 for physical everywhere else when it comes to Mario Kart World.
Does that mean it's 70 for digital? Is it 10 less for the digital?
Chat? I don't have the exact prices pulled up because I have so many other stories pulled up at the moment. I'll get a verification from everyone. I think 70 is for Donkey Kong, right? So
yes, Donkey Kong is a $70 game,
and Mario Kart World is 80. It's 80 all over for Mario Kart. There's no price variation between digital and physical.
Did they mention why there's a price discrepancy there? Does it have like less content or something?
I didn't see any reasoning for that.
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, if it was like a side game, I would expect it to be like 40 or 50. But at $10 less, that's a bit. I wonder what in their minds was like. Yeah, this is worth $10 less than that one. Not like half as much, but I wonder what qualified that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mario Kart looks to be like a pretty massive game.
Does Nintendo normally charge more for the iconic franchises? Like, are Mario games more expensive normally?
I mean, they're usually industry standard.
They're usually
for
60
AAA
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Which team is behind Donkey Kong? Is it Retro?
Yes. I
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess like mainline Mario titles, not like how much was Wonder? Wonder was a full price game. Was it 70 or no? Because it came out in 23, so I think it was still 60 then.
It's probably still 60. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom was their first $70 title.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And that we kind of went through them
we
like
had that
kind of
discussion then
cranking
as
the
well.
wheel. Yeah. Now we're talking about 80.
Yep.
Yeah. So that all happened, and the price for the Switch 2 was like all over the place. So in Japan, there's at least conversion wise, there is a $330 Switch 2 that's region locked. You can only use it, I guess, in Japan. How do they region lock it? Let's see. The domestic only console will be for a retail price of 49,980 yen or 334. So I guess it's all the software. It'll have Japanese as the console's language setting, and the only Nintendo account that can be linked with it will be one created with the country/region setting set to Japan. Damn. Got it. There's the more expensive Switch 2 model with multilingual support, and that's priced at 69,980 yen, which is $467. This is all, when was this published? This was published on the 2nd of April, so that price might not be the same price anymore. At least here in the US. That'll be available to purchase only from the Japanese My Nintendo store. This is all, I think, for them trying to combat reselling being such a major issue both in Japan and globally. But all of that stuff happened. And then the tariffs came out and what they were going to, be for all the different places in the dude, especially Penguin Island. I'm glad those motherfuckers are getting taxed.
Yeah,
those
about damn
freeloaders,
really?
dude.
Those fucking freeloading penguin assholes. Jesus Christ. It's about goddamn time. And
those
now we're looking at
waddlers, dude.
I know. Now we're looking at potentially a $600 Switch. We don't know. In fact, we don't know as much because they've actually said that we don't know when the release date or the pre-order is going to be. The release date's still June 5th, but we don't know when we're going to let you pre-order it. It was originally supposed to be the 9th, but now they don't know. Because they don't know. I don't think they know what they're going to... It might be waiting for things to settle, I guess. It could be a $700 bundle in that case. So...
It's tough to say, man. Nintendo only sells hardware at a profit, as were like Microsoft and Nintendo, or Microsoft and Sony. I think they sell it at a loss for like projected the first couple to 3 years for a new hardware generation. From what I understand, Nintendo had already started stockpiling systems here, but I don't know how that affects. Like if it's here, does it matter? It was produced elsewhere. They haven't started selling it yet. So I'm not an economist. I don't know how that works.
If it's already here, then it's not going to get tariffed because the tariff takes place when the product enters the region.
Enters the United States. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
I don't know. Maybe it's like
rushing to do it before they drop.
Yeah.
They might be worrying about like stock, like how much they can actually ship over here. If they do have like a stockpile, I don't know. But it sucks. Sucks.
I mean, the important thing I would say is like, obviously this conversation is all around the Switch 2, but it's not just going to impact the Switch 2, right? Like everything in this industry is prone to go up.
And if you're like, I'm glad I don't live in America, that's buckle up because it's the American economy affects
it's
the
global
whole world.
Yeah,
it's global, and I'm sorry.
It's global. We live in a global economy.
It's very true,
and we're sorry.
We're also very sorry.
Very sorry about this.
The four of us specifically, except for Zeke, I guess.
No, Zeke was like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah,
those penguins,
sorry, not sorry.
Fuck those penguins. That's what Zeke said when he left. He had his mic muted. I can read lips, though. The hearing aid thing. Anyways, it's a whole, like, I don't know. It's honestly, and I it's become a thing that I've always said this, but it's literally a We'll wait and see.
Someone in chat, we don't want sorry, just do better.
Yeah, you're right.
We couldn't agree more.
Sorry, Dad.
Oh my God.
We're trying. We're trying. Yeah. It's just a whole fucking mess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's unfair for me to ask you, Goth, like, are you going to buy it if it's $700? You're a content creator, you know. Yes,
yeah.
You'll buy it.
I'm not
going
to buy everybody in my family one.
Right.
I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's crazy if that's what it's going to end up costing. Absolutely insane.
I don't know. It might come down to they limit how many pre-orders they could do, and they already did. There's like I think it's like a raffle system or whatever. If you had an NSO membership for at least a year and have 50 hours played on a Switch and were signed up for like promotional stuff, then you get priority, which I think is a good way to do it.
I do too. Yeah. That's only through Nintendo. Obviously, third-party retailers.
That is only through Nintendo, correct.
Amazon, Walmart, they're all going to have it whenever. I guess
whenever they're allowed to have it.
Yeah. Still, nothing changed on the launch date, June the 5th, which is actually the day prior to Summer Game Fest starting. Summer Game Fest starting June 6th. So we're going to have a crazy month and a half, I guess, of the video game world for that.
Jeff Keighley put up a tweet a while back, and he's like, take your guesses on how much the Switch will be in its release date. And I was like, $5.99. And everyone was like, bullshit, that's so bad. You're not right. And I'm sitting here like,
yeah, you might have undersold it. You might have undersold it. I could see them settling like $650 with a $700 bundle if they're going to keep that $50 variance between just the system and the bundle with Mario Kart World. But yeah,
who knows? They might oopsie poopsie it and pull all that bullshit back, you know, because it's been a yo-yo of stress anyways. So
right. Well, the other
we'll see.
I saw a tweet going around. The other, like, it feels fucked up for me to say comical, but I laughed at it when I first saw it, was people going out there and being angry at Nintendo for pricing the console at $700. And then when they tried to explain it to them, they're like, it's because of the tariffs. And then the guy's response was, well, you're making this political. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly what tariffs are. That is tariffs are political. That is.
And it's like,
oh my God.
Holy shit, man. That's what we're dealing with right now. So, yeah, that's the Switch 2. We'll give you guys the news when we know it, in terms of what it's going to cost. I don't think there's any pre-orders up anywhere at the moment.
No.
It's all just like, say hello to the Switch 2. And then when you click on it, like I'm looking at Target's right now. Okay, so they have, Target has it listed at what the prices originally were for $44.99 and $499.99, but it says coming soon. Who knows if that'll actually, you can't do anything with that. It's just like a placeholder. This all kind of started on the 4th when Nintendo sent the statement to GameSpot, which read, pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start on April 9th in order to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Nintendo will update timing at a later date. The launch date of June 5th, 2025 is unchanged.
I think if you want to avoid like stupid shit like that, just complain about taxes, because that's what they are. If you just replace the word tariffs with taxes, everybody will be on your side. Like, these taxes are fucking us. Like, yeah, they are, right?
There you go. There you go, Zeke. You made it political, you know?
Zeke, why you got to do that, man?
Why you got to make it political, man?
Why you got to do that? Why you got to
do that?
Taxes have been fucking me since I was born, dude. Like, that's what happens. That's living in the States, man.
Yep.
Birth tax.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not
greedy
wrong.
Mothers.
Yep.
No, I mean, it's like you get your first job. They take 25, 30% of it. You're like, wait, what? You take that much? Like, yeah, that's for the government. Like, now wait a minute.
Yep.
I earned that money. You know, that's taxes.
Yep.
Sucks. They always suck. I get why we need them.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, just stop paying them. They'd fired most of the IRS people
go.
anyways,
They
and they're
won't know.
multiple years behind. Just roll the dice.
They fired all the parts that go after the big guys. Don't worry. If you're in the lower bracket, there's plenty of IRS left for you. That's the bread and butter. So don't worry. You're good. You're good.
Oh, God. And other quick video game news, and then we'll talk to Goth about Path of Exile, because I know you got to go here in about 25 minutes. And I saw you playing some of that. Monster Hunter Wilds has topped 10 million units sold. As of
Back to
March,
games.
Deserved.
Yes.
Yeah, as of March
did it. We're done.
31st. Congrats to them. They also had the recent title update. Did you check out their title update by chance, Goth? Did you play it?
Oh yeah.
How
I sat
is
and
it?
watched a concert and I bowled. It was great. I love social spaces. Like anything that reminds me of Phantasy Star Online, I'm all about.
Yeah.
And super duper fun. The new Mons or Zoshia is legitimately can be very challenging. Mitsuzune
I heard she was
is a lot
like
of fun.
one-shotting endgame gear people. Is that true?
No. So they basically
Nice.
they basically said, "Hey, our game's too easy. Here's the first step to making you regret that statement." And I think they did a good job. Arc Tempered is going to be a whole other thing. Unfortunately, it's going to be like a limited event quest, but I mean, Arc Tempered is going to be a permanent thing eventually. So
Yeah.
Wild's just started. You know, I've been playing Monster Hunter for a long time. And it's, in my opinion, the best feeling combat they have in the series, and they'll add the difficulty down the road. So
They got to
No,
get that
I'm-
performance under control, man.
yeah, do you remember how World was? How rough it was at launch too? It was like similar conversations. I don't know.
I feel like it was a little different because it came out so much later, but yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely know that. Yeah,
it'll hopefully it'll get there.
There's a more stark contrast with them coming out at the same time.
Yes, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't hunted any of the new stuff or been in the social hub. I need to, though.
Oh, I'm wearing the same shirt. Look at that.
Big same.
It happens. It happens to us. I'm wearing the same shirt. as-
God, wait, did I play that this morning? Oh, it was this morning.
It happens. 10 million units sold. It's fantastic. And the game obviously continues to grow in scope and size. It's the first update. They've obviously got a bunch more planned. I'm glad to hear that the monsters are hard. Seems fun. And that
Harder.
Harder. Okay.
Harder.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Not as hard as like
Harder.
Frontier though. I don't know if you've ever played on the private server for Frontier.
I'm aware of how silly difficult that is.
It is so hard, and I'm just like, that's Monhun, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you want something like a little bit more recent, like Maximilian's been playing, what is it, like 4 Ultimate or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. And you could get that running on I want to say Yuzu or Ryujinx or whatever the current Nintendo bad thing is.
Yep.
Bad thing.
And play it at like 120 FPS 4K. It's
Yep.
Chef kiss.
I've heard it's good, and I've watched both himself and Strippin play it. So it's been cool to see that first update is out, and it's free. You don't have to buy it. Like you just
Generations Ultimate, which I'm pretty. Is that not 4 technically? Or no, it's Generations. Generations is after 4. Same difference, but you got it. Yeah, I don't know.
Check and figure it out. I'm not getting into it. Atomfall, which I know finished, did very well. Yep. It's the most successful launch in Rebellion's 32-year history. They are saying 1.5 million players reached throughout the launch so far. That is a Game Pass title, right, Co? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that helps a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. Yeah.
It's a great game. It was like a much more contained stalker experience, a lot more focused.
Nice.
It's not a long game, but one of the reasons it's not long is because they like pack everything into such small areas. So you never really feel like you're not doing something new all the time, which I really appreciate. Like I'm fine having my games be shorter if the time I'm spending is more focused on the cool stuff, you know?
I would love to have a conversation outside of Drop Frames about how to enjoy Atomfall, because I tried it and I played like, I don't know, like 7 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, honestly, I was just like, I was bored.
This is
I don't know,
boring.
like,
Yep.
Yeah.
You know why, Zeke? You know why? It's a sandbox game at heart, man. It's a sandbox game.
Is
Like,
it
and
not?
you
So
don't like sandbox games. Yes.
Okay.
This game, and that's one of the
I
coolest
thought
parts
it was gonna
about
be
it.
survival crafting. It's not like, you don't like,
No,
not
man.
what I thought it was going to be. Damn it.
So
Okay.
one of the cool things about this game is the fact that you'll get up to a challenge, and the challenge will be like, you need to find a battery. Good luck.
Right.
And then you'll look in your journal, and it's like, you may have a quest that has a battery as a reward. Maybe you have 3. Maybe you just want to go exploring and find one. Maybe you want to maybe it's an item that you can craft. You can just craft it. So it's the way that this game works is it's not linear in the form of A to B to C to D. It's
Right.
The game is, there's an A and a Z, and then like a spider web between them. You don't need to take the same path to go to the same places. So like one thing that I did, for instance, I spent 3 hours meticulously clearing an area, like combat and everything. And then I went back to another area and turned in a quest that I had not turned in before going to that area. And when I turned in that quest, the entire area I just cleared became non-hostile. And it's like, oh shit. So it's very much like you can do things in different orders. You don't need to do things. And even NPCs will have different dialogue depending on what order you do things in. I think the speed run for this game is like under 10 minutes. So it's like, if you want to, you can just finish it. So it's one of those types of things. And that's one of the reasons that people's playthroughs are so much shorter, is because even though the game itself is like 15 to 20 hours, if you have a thorough playthrough, there's like so many different ways you can go about it sometimes that like that's, again, people pick their paths and then they kind of don't do the other stuff that they can then do in a subsequent playthrough if they wanted to. There's even like multiple sides you can join. There's 6 different endings, but kind of down 2 main paths. But yeah, man, it's a very cool contained project. Great Game Pass game.
Yeah, it also looks very pretty. I saw
very pretty. Worst part though, by far,
footage.
the AI. The AI is like, it's really weird. The AI is very conflicting because like there's some really cool parts of the AI. For instance, a dude is charging you with a melee weapon. You ADS at them. They stop in their tracks and hold their hands up because they realize they're too far and you're going to kill them if they keep charging at you. That's awesome. That happened 3 or 4 times. And then they just charged me until I killed them for the rest of the game. Like sometimes you'll aim at a far guy and he'll like dive into cover and it's awesome. And other times he'll just not and just charge at you and die. It's the AI seems like super basic, but they tried to do some cool things with it and like it doesn't always work. So most of the time the AI was just kind of garbage, which was a little unfortunate. I kind of hope they get that patched in a bit.
That sucks. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
No, you just did something that in the game that I absolutely could not stand, was like the environment slopes. It's like I could easily walk up that thing and you like make it 2 steps and you're like, like trying to fucking
the game has
get your footing again. I'm like, what the fuck are you do? What is this?
It's got a super aggressive ledge system. So if you're near any ledge, there's an animation of your character centering themselves on the ledge. So if you try to go down a hill, it's just like, it just repeats that animation over and over of your character trying to steady himself. It's really awkward. Yeah, it's pretty broken. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
That's
I had a lot of fun with
Atomfall.
it. Very solid game.
Doing well. Glad to hear it for those guys over at Rebellion. What is the Marathon news? Like, there's not news.
They had a
yet,
public playtest,
but
they had a public
that's the
playtest,
news, right?
They did like an ARG.
Okay.
We're still doing it, actually.
Yeah. I got invited out. I talked to some of the guys at GCX, but I don't like to travel unless like there's like, I'm not gonna go play test. Like that's, I don't see a lot of benefit for that. Cause I'm not like I don't do like a lot of YouTube. So I don't need to like get footage.
Right.
You know, so time gone is time lost for me.
Exactly why.
But that being said, I think Marathon could be good. Like it's a Bungie game, so the shooting is going to feel good. Hopefully, I mean, if they didn't get rid of everybody that knows the Bungie DNA well enough to make a good shooter. But on top of that, like we were talking about earlier, it's a PvP game and it is a premium game. It's going to be $40. So that is a tough pill in an ocean of free to play
competitors.
Yep. Yeah. So
it's
they got a
Concord-esque.
Yeah. Yep. Big agree.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I don't want it to be dead on arrival. You know, you want it to be good. I don't
I doubt
ever
it will
pray
be.
for a project to fail, even if I have issues with Pete Parsons, because there's a lot of people who put time into it who, you know, are passionate.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just them having Bungie tied to it, even with all of the like degradation that I think they have had to that brand over the past 2 or 3 years, I think it'll still do incredibly well just in name association alone. We could get like a full reveal here pretty soon at the end of that ARG, especially with everyone going and playing it. Obviously, they want people to go and play it, to come home and talk about it. There's no reason to just invite all those people not to do that. So we'll see whenever that embargo is up and take a look to see what they got. It could just be whenever the ARG is solved. I haven't been keeping up with that at all, but I don't know if they're close.
Bungie does a very good job of presenting a perfect vertical slice when they bring creators out. I've been out a few times. They're super good at whining and dining the media and creators that come out to the studio. So the impressions that you're going to see from people are probably going to be like very exciting. But how it actually pans out on release or when they start rolling out of beta will really be pretty telling. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to try it out because I like extraction shooters.
Same.
One of my favorites was the Cycle Frontier, which was unfortunately like riddled with cheaters. And had to shut down, but it was a really fun game. So I'm definitely going to play it, but you know, I think any worries about the monetization of it and everything are pretty well founded.
Yeah. Someone in chat was saying that Stylogic said April 12th is apparently when we get all that information. So that's a Saturday, so that I guess that could be a thing.
I'm still a little frustrated by the marathon time, man. It feels very like Bethesda Prey.
Oh, by just having like, the name association?
Yeah, man. Like this new iteration is nothing like the old game. It's nothing.
Sure.
It's in a different time period. It's not even, it seems barely loosely based on what Marathon was about.
It's like Shadowrun
themes. It's just like, why are you doing this? Like all the people who actually understand what Marathon was are going to know this is nothing like it. So why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, why wouldn't you just make a new IP or make it like a Destiny prequel or something? Like, why Marathon? I don't know. It's very strange.
Well,
because that's the thing. There's no brand recognition.
The extraction games, you know, like everybody tried to fast follow Tarkov.
Oh,
and, yeah. And now that's why you're seeing so many of those kind of extraction formats hit the market, but they're all really late.
Right.
Chat also just brought up the uncomfortable but possible reality of that they already owned all of the trademarks for Marathon and just didn't want to make new ones.
Entirely possible.
I mean, it's very possible. That's very possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I think Prey got made the way it did.
Yeah.
I mean, Arcane was literally making the game for a year and a half before Bethesda walked up and was like, let's make this Prey. So it's kind of like, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, Marathon, whatever that game is, you know, I'm looking forward to more extraction shooters. I think that genre is needing some interesting life. Like, there's so little innovation in that genre, and it's a freaking cool genre. So, I mean, if they can bring something cool to the table and have it actually be additive, and not just trying to cash in, like, I'm all for it, man. And I really do hope they put some effort into people like me, like the Marathon fans, where it's like, throw us a little bit of a bone, like, somehow in this. Because this neon weird, whatever this is just, it's just so, it's nothing like the original. It's nothing like the original. So,
yeah. I'm into the aesthetic of it. I have no tie to the original, and I would love a AAA take on like an extraction shooter. So I think I might be their target audience in a lot of ways. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
And you were a Destiny player. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I played Destiny every once in a while. That's exactly right. So, what else was it? I guess we could talk because Goth, you got to go in like 10 minutes. You probably won't be here for the entire PLE conversation.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I forgot we had a dinner tonight we have to get ready for, and I don't want to get divorced. So
yeah, no, I'm not blaming you at all. I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, I mean, you got kids. It's such a hassle.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
more than happy to oblige.
Half your stuff.
Also, actually, first we're gonna do this. What are you? Let me just give me your thoughts on what you're about to see here, chat.
Jiggly thighs. That's what I see. Woo! My lord, someone put some Jello in that woman, and apparently everyone's here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke, quick comments on Emma Frost. What do we think?
I really like the character model, and I don't know
can't
why.
put my thigh on it.
Maybe-
It's weird.
Maybe I'll ask my wife. See
Okay.
why I like this character model so much. It's just weird.
All right, man.
But yeah, it makes me want to play Rivals. Definitely.
Yeah. What about this one right here? Hold on, let me. I gotta find the video because none of this shit's loading. Why would they not put this on the? There it is. What about this version of Emma Frost?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
her
like she's
AC
gonna get
must be
cold.
through the roof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
She
So
should
is this
fire
like a
Taylor. He
crossover
didn't
with
finish the job.
First Descendant, or is this like its own skin?
Well, actually, Goth, this is her Hellfire Gala outfit from.
That was from issue 37.
That was issue
Oh, okay.
37 where she wore this outfit. Kinda-
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make so much fucking money.
So much
Yeah,
money.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
They're
much.
making the right moves, dude, and that's fine.
yeah. They're gonna make
Yep.
an insane amount of money.
Gooner's
Path of
gonna
Exile.
goon.
I wanna talk about it.
Can't wait to see the Reddit. Oh, sorry. What?
we
talking about?
Yeah, Path of Exile 2 had its 0.2 update on Friday. And if you listen closely and you just cup your ear, you can still hear people screaming all the way from Reddit about the current state of PoE 2. Zeke, are you jumping in by chance to the update, or are you good till 1.0?
I'm good till 1.0, honestly.
Okay. All right.
Like
Probably the right call.
I put in, goddamn, like I never thought I would do this. I never thought I would put in 56 hours. I put in 56 hours of Path of Exile on my own, on purpose.
I was gonna say,
like,
were you drunk?
No, this is fucking great. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I didn't look up a build at all until I completed it one time, or went through the first
Mhm.
blah blah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you restart or whatever it's called.
Right.
And then I looked up a build and I was like, oh, okay, this is what I was doing wrong, blah blah. But it was still fun to go through without looking up a build. And once I got to the second part where I was like doing shit over again, I'm like, I don't want to do this over again. I already did this.
Mhm.
I'll wait for 1.0. I will be just fine.
Yep.
Fair. Yeah.
Oh man, and that's probably about as level-headed of a take that I've ever seen on anything Path of Exile 2, especially given the past week. Yeah, so patch 0.2 launched for those unaware, and with it came a bunch of things. One of them being the new Huntress class, as well as the new weapon archetype, the Spear, and a bunch of patch changes, nerfs, really, specifically to like almost everything in the game.
Big nerfs.
Yeah, big nerfs.
And we're
across
talking
the
about
board.
varied nerfs, not like one thing, like cooldowns and extra time, and this
Yeah.
now lasts
Yeah.
longer, and this takes longer, and like, yeah.
A lot of huge system changes.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And people aren't happy. And we've been memeing on Reddit, but it's more like everyone's not really happy. Like people are,
Not everyone.
people
I'm
are
having fun.
I'm having fun too, without question. Otherwise I wouldn't still be playing it, but like it's more than just Reddit, I think is a great way to preface the conversation. It's been a really interesting first 72 hours or 48 hours for the
It is mixed on Steam now.
for the
That's a good
league.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up to mixed on Steam. A lot of people are just upset with the quote unquote vision of the title right now that is Path of Exile 2.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I think so. Path of Exile 1, very fast, very zoomy, and 2 really felt that way at Endgame with their initial league. And I personally liked how slow the campaign felt, and it definitely feels like this slowed it down even more.
Yes.
For me, I might just want No Rest for the Wicked to hit 1.0. That might be my game for an ARPG.
Sure.
But I'm enjoying it. Like I'm playing Mercenary. It still feels like a twin stick shooter with loot, which is cool. But who knows where they're gonna end up with it? I don't know. I had fun. I think that, but not everybody's gonna look at the path that devs take, as far as like balance and nerfs and this and that. It's gonna be a process through early access, but not everybody thinks like that, and you can't expect the consumer to always think like that. It's gonna be an ebb and flow. There's gonna be it's what ticks will talk. You know, the pendulum will swing. It'll come back the other direction. Sources will be usable again at some point.
Can I just say how much of a dad I love you are? You just did like 3 back-to-back dadisms. It's like pendulum swings, but you know, we walked uphill both ways, so we'll do it again and circle back around. And,
it soaks into everything.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah. When it's good,
I'm only sensitive to it because I do it too.
Yep. I think people will return and play it more when the thing that they want to be the thing they want it to be will work the way they want it. So, you know,
it's
the nature of the beast.
They've already done a patch where they've rolled back some of the buffs. Some of the debuffs.
Or nerfs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
They also reduced mob HP by about 25% in the I think to like the 40s, and then it's like even less than that up till the 60s, and then I think the mob HP is back to normal. I forget the exact the exact variables on all that stuff. It's all in the patch details, but yeah.
But I mean, to put it bluntly though, like they are like, I understand that it's kind of a meme that the Reddit and the streamers are yelling about the game, but like even as somebody who is having fun, this is palpably different. Like it feels like a different game. And it's like, it's to the point where, you know, it's kind of understandable that when you have pendulum swings this big, that there are understandably going to be people who are like, this is not my PoE2 anymore. So, you know, I don't want to make the complaints sound illegitimate. It's definitely schisming the community. Like a lot. Like people are taking sides on this because now a lot of people are starting to wonder, like, what is the actual vision the devs have? And is this a step towards it? And then the players have to ask themselves, is this a step towards what I like? Because if it isn't, then I mean, this could mean that we're going to be even seeing more changes like this, where it's going to be becoming like slower and harder. And I think some people are like, I don't want this. Like this is, you know, they didn't like the direction anyway. And now that they're seeing GGG kind of lean into it, it's becoming more concerning. There's been actual PoE streamers that have sworn this game off now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like, I'm not going to stream more of this because, and that's not even the one I was talking about. So, yeah. So it's there's a lot of frustration that is, you know,
that's wild,
well, dude,
understandable.
As a super casual player, I thought the difficulty was, I don't want to come off sounding like I'm a weak player or a coward or anything. It was like, it's fucking hard. And they're like, gonna make it even harder? Like, that is gonna destroy a lot of the fun, I would imagine.
The thing that I think people are most concerned about is not necessarily the difficulty, it's how slow it is. They're used to being able to just rip through this game. And I keep seeing over and over people being like, why is PoE2 not respecting my time? Like, I have certain expectations about my Path of Exile experience, and PoE2, I feel like it's not respecting the time that I have to play the game. And that's kind of valid. They really slowed the game down. So, you know, that's going to be tough for GGG to figure out how to manage that properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless their goal is to make an ARPG that doesn't respect your time. Like for me, I'm a little RNG slut, dude. Like just treat me awful. Don't respect me at all in my ARPGs and my loot. Like I love that shit. I'm about it. But not everybody is. And when you come from a game like, you know, PoE 1, that was lightning fast. Yeah, it is a very big turn for them. I personally like how slow it is. I like how slow it is. I like to be more methodical with it and really think about, you know, squeezing every little bit out of my gear, even throughout the campaign. I enjoy that, but you know, not everybody's me.
Right.
But do they want to make Path of Exile 1, 2? Or do they want to make Path of Exile 2, which is different?
And I think, honestly, that's what they're asking themselves right now. Like, they're trying to figure out that question. I don't think they know the answer.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Well, speaking as someone who bounced off PoE 1 and really enjoyed PoE 2, like, I think they did it. They're doing it.
Right. Yeah, I think the first people bounce off Act 1 and really like Act 2, I think, is where a lot of people are bouncing off the game right now in the current patch, just because like the like ramp up in mob power is significant and the ramp up in player power is not.
Correct. Yeah.
And so unless you're doing like very meta stuff, you're going to have a pretty tough time. And so that's why a lot of people are just upset, because like it's just the difficulty is to the unfun factor. We made the joke yesterday where it's like in ARPGs are supposed to be like the power fantasy, but now Path of Exile 2 just feels like a victim fantasy because you're just dying nonstop. Like it's brutal how bad it is nonstop. So like they have to figure out what they want to do with it at the end of the day. If this is all intended, they'd come out and say like, yeah, this is what we want. But that's another thing entirely where they've been so vocal about all of this stuff that anytime they say something and then they go and do something after the fact,
do they still
goes
have
back to it.
The big English part of the patch notes too? Because I remember in the past they used to have like where they like talk about their decisions and what they're doing in that patch and stuff like that.
A lot of that is I don't know if they do that so much in patch notes. I don't know if they do manifestos, is I think what you're referring to. But they do like Q&As and they do a lot of podcast appearances. They'll be on the show next week to talk to us.
I like those.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
In the past,
I can't wait to talk to them about this.
It'll be, I've actually thought a lot about it. So they just full disclosure, they originally offered to come on the show today. And I was like, I don't know if I want to talk to you guys the weekend of the patch, both for your sake and my sake, because I'm not knowledgeable enough to carry that conversation about like
that's totally, it's a 55-page patch thing.
Yeah.
Like, and even the pros are still figuring it out.
And like, I don't want to talk to them the weekend of their patch because like there might just be people like running in the background of Jonathan sitting on the like I have no idea what their office looks like. I did hear that I think they're going on Zizarin stream on the 8th, so that's in 2 days. And I do want to set like precedent for our interview next week will be much less focused on like
it'll be casual perspective.
Yes,
like, it's gonna be for us.
It's gonna be the people
for like
that
play to like maps and get a little bit through at each league and maybe skip a league here and there. It's for the the casual PoE players, the ones that only have 800 to 1500 hours in.
Yes, exactly.
Casuals.
Yeah.
Exactly. Goth, we're 2 minutes over. I apologize. Let's do some shout outs here and then we'll continue our conversation. What do you got going on, Goth? Where can people check you out?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out what to do until the end of this month, but I don't know. It's kind of doing whatever this week. Probably play some Path of Exile and rip through the
Blueprints in 4 days.
Yeah.
Blueprints in 4 days.
I don't know what that is.
Do you like puzzle games?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you need to check it out.
Okay.
One of the best.
I like that
awesome.
I just hear you talking, so it's like you're the voice in my head on screen,
Play Blueprints.
Cool. So yeah, just kind of all over the place this week. Towards the end of the month, we're what is on the 29th, Towerborn. Really looking forward to Towerborn actually hitting early access and being able to keep progress. That's going to be a lot of fun. Next month we got Power Stone with the Marvel collection, and that's going to be a good time. But yeah, otherwise we're just hanging out and being weird and all that. You can check me out on twitch.tv/KingOfDion if you like that. And I appreciate you guys letting me come by.
Fantastic. You're always welcome on the show.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your show, gents.
Thank you so much. Make a funny face when you close out.
Say what?
Make a funny face when you close out. It'll capture your last frame. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's a good one.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Love it.
Have fun not being divorced.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always a plus.
Wow, Zeke. Wow. I
But
can't
he
believe
said it. He said, I don't want to be divorced.
you would say that, Zeke. I take personal offense.
Meanwhile, the divorcees in the audience are just like, what is this bullshit? Like, well, I thought I was here to have fun. That hobo just told me to. Jeez.
I thought that was funny. Anyways, yeah, so going into like the Huntress, I don't know how long we want to spend on PoE 2 because it is a rather, I guess our audiences are interested in it. I actually like the class a lot. I enjoy all the abilities. I don't know if Ko, you're similar or whatnot. Like they do kind of feel they're very involved for like an act 1 character, for like a level 1 character. It's like, you know, you have to set up like 4 or 5 different things to like make one thing happen. And then that one thing's not even that significant.
Yep. That sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like I kind of bypassed all of that. And I haven't even used the parry mechanics since like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it very much just like a 2 or 3 button character.
Same.
And like, honestly, maybe this doesn't speak to the fun factor, but my like highest damaging ability is just throw spear.
Rake.
Well,
rake?
yeah. Well, that's like my second thing, but I use throw spear as like my single target damage, and it does like pretty good damage. I'm playing mostly bleed with rake as like the clear, and there's also spear. There's
the Spear Tempest, yeah, the one with the little whirlwinds you can do. There was like a crazy thing you could do to charge them up, but I think they fixed that last patch, the elemental ones. So
yeah, they fixed it. But I'm having pretty good luck. I'm not to maps yet. That's another thing that a lot of people are upset is that it takes a long time to get to maps now, instead of the like 10 to, I guess 6 to like 15 hours. But yeah, I'm enjoying everything the class has to offer. It's been a lot of fun. I'm definitely in the minority with that, especially given, you know, if you go anywhere where the game's being discussed.
I'm playing SSF hardcore and got up to that poison boss that makes the whole arena poison. You have to find her.
Oh yeah,
and I forgot the mechanic. So that's a fun way to die in hardcore. Just like sitting there in a pool of acid, like, I don't know what to do. Guess I'll die. And then I rolled a merc and he's already dead. So now I'm back on my hardcore bullshit. But no, I've had a really good time with the Huntress. I can tell, like, it feels very undertuned. Like you said, I was also kind of, the pairing's kind of cool. This is kind of fun. And then I realized, like, dude, Rake is just so much better. Yeah. Like, it's just like a movement skill, like, disengage for the range bonus, like, so it's been, you know, I've enjoyed it, but I'm looking forward to them having a couple passes over the class. It definitely needs it.
Yeah, it's the other conversation that came up, and it's definitely something I want to talk to Jonathan about. The other precedent I want to set is that Ko and I and Zeke especially have not watched the copious amounts of interviews that Jonathan has done since PoE. So there might be stuff that we ask that's already out there and he's already answered. It'll be
they're guaranteed will be.
Yeah,
they have been great about these interviews and podcasts. There's tons of info out there.
It's going to be like a very selfish interview in that respect. But that being said, it's when you look at like Path of Exile 1 and those content updates that they would put out, the leagues as they called them, or expansions. I forget like the actual technical term that they were referring to them as. You're like adding that on to an already finished game. With this, it's early access, right? So they're not even like done with the game, but they're also pitching it as like an economy reset and as they would an expansion or a league from Path of Exile 1. And so I feel like from the community and GGG, the developers, that there's like a conversation of expectations that hasn't occurred yet, so that people jump into this and they expect the league, but in actuality they're really playing an early access title. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Like these are experimental leagues. They almost, it's almost like they should rename them like beta leagues or something. Like,
I wonder if that would help them at all, given the current climate of that community, or if like it doesn't matter. Like if the idea that you're paying for early access at this point completely negates everything I just said. It might for a lot of people. Especially when you're selling MTX, right? Like they're selling new MTX. They have loot boxes in the game, like they always do.
It's a little weird.
I
mean, they're very unique in what they're doing. They're kind of having their cake and eating it too. I'm sure a lot of other devs are kind of looking at in that regard. But I think the big thing with GGG though is a lot of people know that they're going to stick with it until it's done. They have a little bit more faith that they'll just keep working on it. So they're kind of cashing that in a bit, like we've talked about in previous iterations of like, you know, their public goodwill and everything. They're still navigating that balance of spending and gaining.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with this patch, like how they're going to respond to it and how much they're going to lean into what players want.
Yeah. So that's why I'm interested to hear, because from Jonathan, like what his answer is to that, if they need to change the messaging or if they're comfortable with the messaging being what it is, or, you know, just having a conversation with them. So we're going to do that, I think, in the last 90 minutes of next week's show. But until then, I think Co and I will both be playing more PoE 2, and I'm getting to maps probably today, if not tomorrow. I'm halfway through Act.
Are you doing hardcore?
No. Hardcore.
How many times have you died?
Oh God, probably a significant amount. I don't know the number. I saw a fairly, I should say, a really good PoE 1 player hit maps after 24 hours. That's a member of my community, not a streamer or anything. And he died like 140 times. So I think it's pretty brutal.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was like stuck at the Act 2 final boss for a significant amount of time, and I had to just grind it out because the power fell off on Rake, and I just got absolutely brutalized. But after that, it's like the power curve of the class kind of spikes up because they unlock level 2 support gems, and those really open up a lot of damage and you know, options for the class for at least what I wanted to do. So being in Act 2 right now, I'm feeling pretty powerful and pretty strong, and I'm hoping it carries me all the way to maps and I can kind of go from there. But we'll see. I'll keep playing it and report back more next week.
Please do.
Zeke, I want to go to you because you are playing South of Midnight. Did you finish South of Midnight? Are you done?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yeah. Let's
talk. How long was it?
How was it? Yeah. I saw some pretty good comments from you about it.
Yeah, no, it's South of Midnight ended up being about 14 hours for me. So, you know, give or take. I honestly, like, I wasn't trying to be a completionist, but if I saw a path to go, I would go down that path and find they're called floofs, which is basically like the experience of the game, and it opens up like maneuvers and skills you can do with it in battles and stuff like that. So that's what the two secret things that you find on a linear adventure. I drew something like it's very linear, but it has like, you know, little offshoots of a path to go, like find lore or find you know, floofs, experience points, stuff like that. But it is a linear adventure. I mean, everybody's going to experience the same story beats as it goes. You don't change the story at all. It's all set in stone. No choices matter kind of stuff. But the story is fucking great. I really enjoy it, and it's set in an environment that you don't get a lot of, like deep south, like hoodoo, voodoo, like lore and folklore and shit like that. Not a lot of stuff like that is out there, and it's really cool to see a peek at that kind of stuff. You know, like Disney kind of edged up against it with the Princess and the Frog kind of thing a little bit. But this one is a little bit more in depth, a little bit more different stories, different folklores, monsters and you know, fake creatures and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, I could gush about it. It's an excellent game. Like, if you want just like my grade on it, I definitely give it an A. Personally,
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. The voice acting is stellar. The music is, if the music of this game doesn't win awards, it's a fucking travesty of justice. Honestly,
Yeah.
the music in it is just fantastic. It's fantastic, and it's custom. Like, it's not just they hired someone to like make songs. They said, here's the story, make a song about the story. So you hear the lyrics, sometimes it's a little on the nose. Like, some of the lyrics are like, you know, if someone got I don't know, caught in a web, the lyrics would be like, he got caught in a web and he's hanging there and stuff like that. So it's like, every once in a while you're like, okay, maybe a little more poetic license would be, you know, appreciated here. But that's few and far between, honestly. Because most of the music just, it fits. It talks about it. It has lyrics about what's going on. Like, it'll sing like these choruses of like really deep basses and really like high sopranos, like harmonizing together in these parts. It has like all the different kinds of music that you would associate with the South. Like, it has like a little taste of gospel, some ragtime, some folk, some country, like all kinds of it covers the entire gambit of Southern music, and it's just fantastic. If for nothing else, it's definitely worth getting the soundtrack. But the biggest thing that people were talking about, because neither of you guys played this, right? Okay,
not yet.
I said neither of you guys played this, right?
Oh, no.
No, not yet.
Okay. The biggest thing that people were apprehensive about, and I completely understand, is the FPS thing. That was in the game. You can turn it off, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I started to say this footage is probably the best I've seen of the game.
Yeah,
because they always had it turned on and all that footage for some reason.
No, and the thing is, it's a style choice, and I completely get it. I could totally understand, but not in my gameplay. In my gameplay, it makes my game feel broken. In the cutscenes, though, I was like, oh man, this looks a little rough. And then you start like, okay, it's stop motion. It's supposed to look like this. And then you sort of get used to it, and then you sort of kind of look forward to it. You know, like watching an animated show like A Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that. That's also stop motion. You kind of start looking forward to those little vignettes of scenes that are made with stop motion, and it's ends up being really good. Cool. Has some of the best characters, most colorful and well designed characters and monsters and stuff like that. The main thing you fight in the game, not a lot of variation there. They do various things. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some grab you, some do this, some do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of variation there. But anything outside of that, huge variations between like the monster, the boss monsters you meet, the companions or whatever you meet like throughout the game. They're all very, very different and very, very well done. Like, I don't know, I made a tweet about it, like, as far as like Catfish. Like, Catfish is awesome.
I've heard a lot of positive stuff about him, yeah.
Oh, he's great. The voice actor is excellent. He sounds natural. Apparently, it was his first time ever doing a voice acting gig, and he just fucking nailed it, in my opinion. But the character design of Catfish, he looks like he's made of patchwork, and it's so cool looking. And I said, if they ever sell a plushie, I want one because it looks so neat.
Yeah.
And not only him, but like every voice actor in this, I didn't have a single complaint about someone mailing in their lines or overdoing their lines, like chewing the scenery or whatever. Everybody in it did a very, very good job. And it's very true to, or what I would think, because I'm not from the South, but it feels authentic, you know, in their speech patterns and the way the slang they use and the colloquialisms and idioms and stuff like that. It's a fantastic game from start to finish, and it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Wow.
It's only like, 12, 13 hours long. And that's with me like stopping and trying to explore and trying to find, like, you could probably get through the game casually if you're not looking to upgrade yourself at all. You could probably get through it in like 8-9 hours, I'd imagine.
Okay. Perfect Game Pass experience is what I'm hearing then.
Sure. Yeah. No, and I bought it early, and I was like, man, this has never backfired before because I'm just getting over Atomfall, which I bought early so I could play it. I'm like, oh man, I just didn't like it. It's not a game that's bad. It's just I didn't like it. I was just hoping this wasn't going to be one of them, and I'm glad it wasn't. I don't regret buying it early and playing it early.
Nice.
And spending that extra money to support the devs. But yeah, they did an excellent job, and the only complaint I had, and I won't spoil anything, the only big complaint I had was, I'll just say the ending. The ending, I was like, oh, okay.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
I know. It's I'll just say it's abrupt. I'll just say.
Got it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like unfinished, right? Like it's.
No. It doesn't feel it doesn't feel unfinished. It feels like
abrupt is all you have to say. Yeah. Abrupt is all you have to say.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Not what I expected to hear about that. Like you, very positive about it.
I loved it. I would be surprised if it wasn't on my top 10.
Damn.
This year.
All right.
Yeah.
I have definitely heard the comment about the music and the voice acting echoed. I think a lot of the reviews, it scored like 75, 80, I think, on Metacritic, if you care about those things. But the combat is what everyone said was like fine. Like it wasn't anything crazy. It was fine.
Yeah, I really, people were asking about that as well. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the combat because it felt like a little bit like old school God of War. Like you get like, if you see below my health bar, there's 2 like abilities.
Yeah.
You end up with, I think, 5 abilities total by the end of the game. And by the end of like, when you're going into a counter, you're doing like, okay, I'm going to web this guy. I'm going to grab this guy, pull him over. I'm going to sock him. And then I'm going to do the AoE attack. And then I'm going to do that. Like, it felt very fluid and very cool to me, but maybe other people had a different experience.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Great. That's South of Midnight. I think still in like buy access. It comes out everywhere on the 8th, I believe. For Game Pass.
Yes, I think so. I believe so.
And wherever else. And I think it's a $40 title. Someone in chat's asking, are there any difficulty settings? Do you know?
Yes, I know there's at least normal and like easy.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I think there is one more. There's at least one more like difficulty setting. You can go like make the fights more difficult.
Cool. Great. South of Midnight.
There's 4. Okay, 4 and a custom. Thank you, Jinx.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that.
Yes, and it is $40. I paid $50 to get it now, but
glad to hear it turned out all right. That's South of Midnight. Another one following the Twitch trends this past week. You missed out, Co, because you could have been playing. Not section
Schedule
1. What?
Schedule 1.
Schedule
1.
Schedule 1. Yeah. A game where you sell and grow drugs. And Zeke, I think you played a good portion of it. Did you not?
I played it on Indie Day.
Yeah. How did you feel?
3.5 hours ish.
What'd you think of Schedule 1? The talk of Twitch. I think someone just said it peaked on Twitch again, or on Steam again.
I like it. It's a management game. So like, if it's not something I'm super interested in, then I've come to realize that management games, in order for me to enjoy them, I have to enjoy the subject matter. That's why I liked the trading card game shop simulator. That's why I liked that and played that for many, many hours. And I didn't so much do this because drugs don't really appeal to me all that much. Like as far as like what goes into them. I will take them, but I will not make them.
I started to say, I was like,
yeah.
Are you the same Zeke? What's happening right now? What's going on here?
Yeah,
we just need to make a game about taking drugs, not making them.
Okay. I mean, anybody out there that can relate, you go to somebody's house who has blank for you, and he or she expects you to hang out with them for like an hour and a half, like, oh, check out this new guitar I got. Check out my this video game, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, can I just have the drugs and leave, please? And they're like, whoa, man, you just want to treat me like this? I'm not your friend. Like, no, you're not my friend. You're a business transaction. That's what this is. This is like, I'm sitting there doing I'm sitting in a drug dealer's house, like, oh man, can I just see the effects? Can I just feel the effects of the drugs, please?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been all over Twitch. Like almost every streamer with 10K plus audience is doing a playthrough or playing this with friends because it's got multiplayer in it. And it's just been, I have no interest in checking it out, but I've watched streams of people just being like, yeah, I'm going to cook this meth real quick and then I'll come kill that homeless person with it. Give me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's been absolutely crazy in that conversation everywhere. Sequisha and Anthony have been playing. I've watched just a bunch of different content creators. I know Gassy Mexican has like 2 playthroughs going right now with him and Bruce Green, and then he's got his own playthrough. But it seems like you have not seen this game before, so too.
Oh, I've heard about it taking Twitch by storm. It's also been selling incredibly well.
Yeah, it's doing very well on Steam.
It's a very, Pow World style explosive game.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a fun with friends game. It's pretty well done, and you can still have fun solo, so it just seems like one of those perfect storm kind of things.
Yeah.
Also, drugs are popular.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like the gameplay wise, because Zeke didn't go into it so much, is that like you put the different ingredients into like whatever you're growing, meth, for example, or trying to create. You cook the meth, and then they have you like shatter the meth, like you would see in Breaking Bad. And you can have different elements to the different drugs you create. So when someone smokes X drug that you've concocted, they will blow up or something like that.
Well, you can put mundane items in there. You put like Viagra in your weed, or you put a banana in your meth.
Yeah.
And it creates a completely different strain that has different effects on people.
Yeah.
Which is supposedly like the fun part is watching like the different effects that it has on people.
Right. Yeah. It's wild to see it explode. I mean, let me look at the Steam DB on it right now. What are we seeing? 458,000 people are currently playing right now on Steam.
Good for them.
70,000 reviews, currently sitting at 96% positive. So, yeah, it just had its all-time peak 2 minutes ago. The current trendsetter on Steam.
Bam.
Crazy.
It's one dev too.
Oh yeah, it's a singular dev.
How much is that game? $14, $15?
$20.
$20.
Yeah, lowest recorded
like
price was 17 when it was 15% off. Yeah.
Good for that guy, man.
And guess what? Like a good drug dealer, you can download Schedule 1 free sample demo.
Nice.
They actually call it a free sample. It's great. It's perfect.
Yeah, I love that they leaned into that. I do wonder how long it'll take for some jackass to get this and be like, they're teaching the drugs to kids. Because like you go through the process of literally making these drugs and growing weed and like, buying different machines to help you with the process and all that type of stuff. So I wonder if it'll hit that level of success. Maybe not given the current climate of what everyone else is talking about in the world as news, but yeah, I could see it going down that route just because of how like involved it is. So
yeah,
Schedule 1, there you go. That's the talk of video games at the moment, at least when it comes to Steam. So
but don't get it twisted. This is a management game. So if you don't like management games, you're probably not going to like this. Like,
well, it's like a management
game. There's the
game.
tedium of managing. Like you have to plant seeds, grow them, water them. There's stuff that makes it easier, but it is management. So like if you don't like that shit, you're probably not going to like the game.
There's management with like a slice of GTA in the sense that you're like walking around a town and you're like, giving drugs to rent. You're doing your drug drop-offs. The cops can find you. You can beat people up. You can just decide if someone like shows up at your house because they're addicted to drugs, you can just kill them and then put them in the trash. Like it's got that level of silliness to it.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
It's wild that it exists though. But I think I think you could also replace what I just said with, man, I'm old and didn't expect a game about drugs to this degree to exist.
Just for those of you saying that you can literally automate the whole process, yeah, I said that. Eventually. But that's every management game. Right?
Yeah.
Every management game eventually lets you automate most of the processes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Schedule 1, it's out. It's taken over the world. And it's $20 if you want to check that out. Cole, did you play any games this past week while you were on vacation? Did you have any phone stuff? Just completely disconnected?
Completely.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's great.
That's good stuff.
Didn't play a damn thing. Got back and played first Berserker. Game's awesome.
Yes, I'm playing that game offline. How far are you?
Me too.
In it?
Me too.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's talk about it.
How far am I? I just did like the 2 quests involving, oh God, what was his name? The kid. Did you do those?
You think I'm reading the story? You fool. You absolute fool.
Silence. No, I'm really enjoying it. It's hard. It's fun. The difficulty's that kind of difficulty where when you die a bunch of times, you don't feel like it's cheap. Like you feel like you can make progress and you learn something. I mean, I've had multiple fights now that have taken me over an hour. And, every time I die, I'm like, okay, learned this, that round. Okay, learned this, that round. I've had a couple fights where it's like you do it the first time and you're like, this is actually impossible. There's no way I can beat this. Yes. And then all of a sudden, like an hour later, you're like, cool, just beat him. Yep. So that stuff is awesome. It shows really, really good boss design. Yep. Sure.
Yeah, no, that
really enjoyed it.
That's a great way to describe it. Because I do exactly that. Where I'll start the boss and I'm just like, I'm gonna go get some dinner. Like, I've
had to walk away. Yes, I've had to walk away from it because it's like I feel like, okay, JP, I don't know if you feel the same way, but after fighting a boss a few times and just getting my ass just handed to me in a sling, do you I was on the Googling am I doing damage? Am I doing the right amount of damage for where I'm at? Because it feels like I'm doing deek, 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 little tiny, teeny tiny chip damage.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And I'm like, am I not leveled high enough for this? Because the recommended level 17 and I'm 25. So it seems like I should be all right.
Funny enough, when I'm doing a boss, I've actually just stopped looking at the HP bar in this game. I treat it like it's Monster Hunter. Because you're exactly right, because in things like Elden Ring, right, you hit a boss and it's like a big chunky amount of damage, and in this it's like, oh, you hit him for about that much, but his stamina bar took about that much.
Yeah, it's almost like a hybrid Sekiro-esque thing where you're dealing with 2 different health bars. Later in the game, absolutely, you can just shred them down with normal attacks. There's also some crazy synergies and stuff. But when you're fighting them, I don't even look at the health bar. It's all about getting to the next stagger. That's all it is. Get to the next stagger.
The stagger is all the damage. 100%.
Did you know that you do more damage from behind, out of curiosity?
I did, but that's because I watched streams. Zeke, did you know that?
So if you stagger them and then get behind them, you do 20% more damage with your exact same attack.
Yep. Yep. And then I don't. Does that game teach you that? Does it tell you that in the tutorial?
I think there's one of those pause screen things that tells you. It also doesn't tell you anything about the Khazan memories, which are persistent buffs. Wherever you go to a one of those sword things, go to Khazan's memories. And you get these little red orbs that you can spend to make your damage better, your stamina damage better, all sorts of stuff. If you're not doing that, you're playing in a bit of a hard mode.
What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
They never really explain it, yeah.
Khazan's memories is just in the crevice, though, right?
No, it's at every single bonfire.
It's at every sword?
You can even see there, side quests give you the little red orb things, and all you have to do is, mouse over them, and then you get the currency. It's great.
I'm
What
pretty.
the fuck is happening here?
People in chat. Hold on, time out. People in chat saying, how do they didn't know? Because they're like most Khazan players. The game never explicitly explains this stuff.
No, this...
I didn't know about it until I read about it. Chat tried to tell me about it, but I didn't understand what they were talking about. So it's that kind of situation.
Yep. This is the issue.
Holy shit.
So I have played primarily every Souls game and Souls-like game on stream. So anytime I walk by something or I'm making a mechanic harder for myself, chat will tell me. Now that this is the first one I've probably ever played off stream. Yep. So I don't have the
backseat gaming.
I guess backseat. Yeah, I don't have the back seating, and in a lot of ways it sucks because I'm sure I'm missing stuff.
Oh, completely.
Clearly I'm missing stuff.
I get stressed when I play games solo now.
Yes, I experience that too. I experience that too. But it's also interesting because
that's fault. I blame you.
It's fine. I'll play this game and not in like 7 to 8 hour stints. I'll play it in like an hour. I'll be like, let me just get through this level. I got to a boss. I don't really want to grind against that boss right now. Let's go see if there's another quest I can do, or you know what? I'm just gonna like step away. And like that's fucking crazy for me to experience that, having done this for 14 years or whatever it is now.
It is kind of weird, like when you're streaming a game like this and you do get up to a hard boss, you don't really have the option to like,
go away.
Especially if it's like a game like a Souls-like where you kind of just have to get through it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I step away.
God, damn it! I'm still pissed off that I fucking didn't fucking know about that shit.
I didn't know about that Khazan memories either.
Like, I'm fighting you with a spoon. Apparently, I'm like, bing, bing, bing. Hey,
keep in mind the Khazan memories and stuff. We're talking like maxed out. I think it's like 10 or 15% extra damage. So you're not going to be
that's
double hitting decent, or anything.
Though.
But it's still absolutely it still matters. Like that's boss attempts. Yeah. We all die to bosses at less than 10%. Yeah. So I mean that's the boss win.
Yeah, I would honestly go as I have no problem saying that the highlight of the game is the bosses, the actual levels.
Oh, completely.
And the normal mobs that you fight, none of them are interesting.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're like
the boss design is fantastic.
Yeah, every boss I've run into, I'm just like, this is sick as fuck. But normal mobs, I'm like,
Not a super fan about how much they reuse bosses though. That was a bit of a like the size
and some
of the game.
Side content.
Yeah, like I've run into like 3 or 4 instances now where I've fought like the exact same moveset just with like a bit of flair, so that's not great. But I mean, Elden Ring did that.
Yeah.
I just feel like this game's a lot less scope than Elden Ring, so maybe they could have done a little better, but that's okay. Yeah. It's still fun. That's the thing though. Even when here's what's weird. I've never really gotten to one of those bosses and been like, oh, this one again. What I keep doing is I get to that boss, I'm like, oh, I kind of know this guy. Awesome. Like I kind of know this dude's moveset. Like I got to one of those today where it was basically a reskin of the one that pre-nerfed Viper. It was a pre-nerf. It was a Viper redo.
Oh,
and so like
instantly, I didn't even know there's nerfs. That's how they
nerfed Viper on day 3.
Oh my! I don't even get that backseat because I don't have a chat when I'm playing.
Yep, there was a pre-nerf Viper.
Beat this guy unnerfed. I just think I'm beating the boss. I feel great.
If you beat Viper by the 3rd day, then you beat pre-nerf. So if you played during the early access period, then you beat the pre-nerf.
I have no way of knowing. There's no VODs. Tough. I don't know when I beat it.
I mean, they didn't nerf him too bad. They just they made him a little bit. I think it was more of a look, guys, we're nerfing him.
Have you fought Viper yet, Zeke? Yeah. Okay. Did you guys all have the same reaction? Maybe not Code because you were streaming it, but when I killed him the first thing and then he got another HP bar, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Dude, for me, I was watching the transition cutscene and I kept oscillating like, oh, wait, maybe he's killing himself. Maybe this is seppuku. Wait, he just grew spikes. That's generally not good. Yeah. Like it was a roller coaster of emotion. Yeah. Yeah.
People in chat are saying what I was going to say to you, JP. As soon as I got through that and I was like, I'm looking at the bottom right corner. Come on, Steam. Come on, Steve, pop
Give
that
me the
achievement.
achievement.
Pop that achievement. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. That was Viper was the first test where I was like, all right, this game's not fucking around. I haven't had any hurdles since that boss. The fire guy, the anvil guy where he's got like the
Moose.
Yeah, the moose deer
Yeah.
whatever.
I like that dude.
Yeah,
Yep.
that guy
That's
was
where I'm
really
stuck
fun.
right now.
I really enjoyed after that boss, it opens up another side mission, and the boss there is like so fucking easy, but it feels properly placed because of what you just had to fight, where you're just like, yes, they're giving me one. They're giving me
Yeah, they're giving me a pinwheel.
Yep. That's exactly what I was talking
Dark
about.
Souls
Feels
people.
good.
Yeah, it's been good. But yeah, I'm on our boss names considered spoilers.
Not in this game. I'd say it's very story-like.
I'm on Maluka, which I think is the next big hurdle.
That's the guy I beat right before I went on vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did like one attempt on him, and I guess I'm fighting him post nerf or something. So like I got him down to like 20% on the first attempt, and I didn't think it was that hard. And I was just kind of like, cool. And then I refought him, and I was like, oh shit, this is gonna suck. Like I'm starting to understand why this is gonna be so difficult.
Yep.
Yeah. So I haven't fought him. I'll probably play maybe tomorrow. I got to kick the PoE addiction, but I'm loving the game. I think it's a fantastic game. I really enjoy the bosses.
Big same.
Yeah. It's really good. If you're hankering for a Souls experience,
it is.
This one's good.
Like I've been warning people, it's definitely like people are calling it a Souls-like, and the meta container is a Souls-like, no question. But it's definitely a little bit more Sekiro action.
Sekiro.
Yes, this is not a traditional tactical Souls-like. You are not going to get the Elden Ring experience with this. It's much more about zipping around, fast combos, especially depending on your weapon selection.
Yes. What weapon are you guys using?
Dual wield.
Dual wield? Zeke, what are you using?
Spear. I'm
using Greatsword. Awesome.
Nice. Very nice. I was Spear until I found out that like it was. Well, I don't know. We'll talk about it when we're all done.
Okay. All right.
Oh, until you found out it was trash.
You want to know? I can tell you.
Sure, go ahead.
It doesn't matter to me.
Spear is significantly easier than the other weapons. Right now, Spear is in a really good place, and I was There's some specific moves that Spear has that are very powerful.
It's awesome.
It's also the most used weapon because the people that use Spear are generally worse gamers than other types of.
That's what
gamers,
I've heard.
So.
I've heard that people that don't use Spear
feel easier.
Are better.
It's basically
people.
seen as it's a badge of dishonor to use the Spear. In fact, it says less about you of a person.
You can't go back to Japan after you use.
In fact,
the
you're
Spear.
banned. They're recording that. They're tracking that. You go on a no-fly list to Japan.
Yeah.
No, I'm completely. So the reason I turned off Spear, frankly, is because everyone I was following was on Twitch was using it.
That's why
I was like, I'll go dual wield because no one I looked at the time was using dual wield. So that's basically the only reason I went it. Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna go help this. But my TLDR is this game's awesome. I'm not done with it. I can't wait to talk about it when we're all done with it because I have a lot more to say about it. But some of it's spoilery. So
yeah, cool.
Back.
Yeah, I I love the Greatsword because it reminds me of Monster Hunter because it's got these like big meaty charge up attacks, and you can charge up both its like Y attack and its X attack. But
how the hell can you get those off with the boss like just like fucking crushing you?
That's Yep.
That's the thing.
You gotta like learn everything the boss does and just look for those windows. And that's what I really enjoy doing. Because with Spear, you can just like set a, you can get in there and do like your 3 attack real quick and reset it. But with Greatsword, they have some stagger stuff. One of the moves you can like, if you walk or run towards an enemy and hold a button down, he'll do like a flip and slam down, and then he'll pull the sword back, and you can immediately go into a charge. So it kind of lessens the charge time. So that'll help a lot of times. But that's why I think like these normal mobs, I haven't met a non-elite normal mob in a map that doesn't die to a charge attack and 1 attack. It hits for like 4,000 to 5,000. So it
wow.
it just kills everything.
Shit. Okay.
But yeah, the boss, a lot of times the boss goes, fuck your attack, and just hits you with some random bullshit. So
yeah,
there's a struggle to that I've for some reason enjoy. But yeah, great game. I'm absolutely loving it. And like I said, if you're looking for a Souls experience, this one is pretty good. And also, if you
important?
Go ahead.
Yeah, how important is it to have like the encumbrance thing? You know how you fat roll in Dark Souls? There's like you get a letter grade, like A, B, C, D, whatever.
Yeah.
How important is it to have an A agility?
I don't know. Maybe Co can speak to that. I'm using heavy armor, and I'm like at a B.
Yeah, I mostly kind of sit between B and C. So I'm a more of a perfect parry guy than a dodge guy. Yeah. So I've been working on timing and stuff like that. So for me, I don't really care. Unfortunately, as dual wield, I don't really have like a great early armor set. So I kind of just bounce between a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, I'm using is it the Executioner set? It's the one that
you get the one in the main hub?
Yes, it's that one with
found that without any help.
Yes, I found that without any help either. It's I guess there are fake walls in the game, I guess is what I will say. Yeah.
Oh, right, illusory walls, sure.
Yeah. And another question. Co, you have a chat. Let's talk about this. What else can we glean from you to make this experience easier?
Yeah. No
Okay. So there's a couple of different things. Now I don't know who you've unlocked yet. Another very popular thing you can do is there are ways to bounce around resources in the game once you get the blacksmith.
Okay.
If you have him. So you can actually craft items at the blacksmith, and then you can either sell for gold or you can then extract lacrima. So it's a great way to like balance your crafting resources with your different pools of resources. On top of that, stats max at 30 early. So if you like pump stats past 30,
that's best to get
cap. It's best to get like right now my endurance, vitality, and willpower, because I'm dual wield, is all 30. And now I'm starting to kind of go up past that. Already told you about the backstab stuff. Already told you about the Khazan memories stuff. Do a lot of side quests because those are super good.
Yeah.
Does Jar Guy ring a bell with either of you guys?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Make sure to talk to him.
But I heard of him because I looked up like what's that symbol that's by the memory thing?
Exactly. The Kodamas. What that is. Yeah, those are basically Kodamas from Neo.
Yeah.
But with them, when you go to the Jar Guy, make sure to go through his different categories. He sells different lanterns. And he sells a lantern that will highlight hidden walls. He sells a lantern that kills undead, so you don't have to double tap them. He sells a lantern that shows you loot. So those can be super cool, and definitely check those out.
Okay.
Outside of that, I think that's all the big stuff.
How important is gear level? Because
I do not know. I just go. I bounce around so often.
But
yeah,
my stuff is pretty low level, apart from weapon.
Gear level, everything's itemized and everything has a level scale. So like if you every piece of armor can level, once your blacksmith can level your stuff up if you have like a set that you want to keep leveling with you.
Yeah.
But gear level, you will start like just progressing through the game, you will start getting upgrades like all the time.
Sure.
So just kind of make sure that your stuff is keeping up.
Okay. Yeah, because
I had the full executioner set, the purple from the beginning. I'm a few bosses ahead of you. And I'm starting to get regular armor of a tier that is like significantly less armored than the 4, but because it's so much higher level, it has more armor than the heavy armor executioner. Because the level is so much higher, but even as a different weight class, it still has more armor. So it does matter. It absolutely matters. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Donsta, my chat says on armor, 1 level gives 1 to 3 defense depending on the armor type.
What does 3 defense mean in the grand scheme of things, though?
Well, the defense is normally done in hundreds, so not a ton, but I mean, the levels also come pretty quickly. Like, I think we're 50-ish around where we are, so that adds up.
Yeah. Wait, you're so I think I'm also over leveled.
I don't know what level I am.
I'm like, I want to say I'm like level 70 on Maluka. Which
70?
Yeah, which I think means I got stuck on a boss for a long time or something, because it gives you...
That is a super cool way they do that.
Yeah,
I
gives
like
you constant
they give you soul progression based on how much progress you made on the boss in the last attempt.
Yeah.
That is freaking cool. Like, I don't think I've seen that before. I really like how they do that.
Yeah. I don't know if that means I like, there was a couple times where I died to a boss at like 1%. So maybe I just got a shit ton of souls that time.
Absolutely could have. I'm firing mine up real quick to see what mine is, because now I'm actually kind of curious.
Yeah.
I'll let you know in a second.
That is a cool
is this boss we've done? Oh, you might this is a bit.
I've done this boss. This is a little spoilery for Zeke,
okay.
but
this guy was a thing, dude. This boss was so frustrating because his stamina bar, man, would just fly back up. Like, you'd do everything you could to like get your stuff ready for like an alpha strike, and then all of a sudden his stuff would just like, while you're beating on him, his stamina's just going up.
Yeah.
Mother.
Yeah, I prefer, like, the humans have the gray stamina bar. The non-humans have that, like, purple bar that doesn't refill. I always prefer the purple bar.
Where you're constantly making progress,
Yeah, because, like, it sucks so bad when someone's on the other side of the arena and you see their stamina bar, it's like this much.
Okay.
And it goes,
So I am 3 to 5 bosses ahead of you, mostly of side stuff, and I'm level 75 currently.
Okay,
so you're around 70. We're about the same. We're about the same.
Cool. First Berserker, Khazan. It's a good game.
Super cool.
We're enjoying it.
Talk more about it when we're done.
Yeah. I plan to put some more hours into it again whenever Path of Exile loosens its talons in me. What else? We got like 5 minutes. Any other quick mentions? I played the Isle, that 13-year-old game on Steam.
The dinosaur one?
Yeah. That game's real fucking weird. And even weirder, people that watch that game come out in droves to watch that game.
It's a Dead by Daylight situation.
And it's weird.
It's got a community, man. It's got a pretty tight little community. And whenever a new streamer starts to play it, like the Discord's Gondor light goes up and they all go say hi and stuff.
Yeah. Everyone, I played it with Strippin, and Naomi was also playing with us. And everyone in chat was like, hey, it's the podcast game. It's like, what the fuck do you mean by the podcast game? And it's because nothing happens in the Isle that everyone calls it the podcast game, because you just have to constantly talk. So
I like
it's the podcast game.
The podcast game.
Yeah, we walked around for 6 hours and absolutely nothing of importance occurred, except our dinosaurs got bigger. And then we swapped to pterodactyls where you have to fly. And it got really intense in PvP, and I had to catch a fish and I couldn't catch a fish. And so those are my
you play as a human though?
No, you play as a dinosaur.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was cool. It was an experience, I would say.
It's still in early access.
Yeah, and it came out like 13 years ago or some shit.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago, 2015.
Yeah. This is a clip of me dying. So I'm that flying guy right there, stripping, and then just found a fish. I'm trying to go get the fish, and then a guy comes up and eats me, and I'm dead.
Oh, no!
And then that's stripping right there on the ledge, and he dies.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh.
I love your reaction to your death is just as good.
Well, I mean, it was a fucking jump scare. We didn't know that guy. He was sitting in a bush. We had no idea he was there. It's like almost DayZ-like in a lot of ways with how the encounters go, except there's no proximity voice. You can only like type. So.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, it's a good time. Hasn't had
Speaking
an update
of
for
old
3
games.
years. Yeah, I know you played LA Noire.
I did play LA Noire.
Did you like it
for the first time? I did. I actually liked it. I didn't know that the version I got on Steam was the deluxe edition or whatever it is, the complete edition. It has all the DLC missions.
Oh,
like all the DLC cases just put in to the game. So at a certain point, I was like, man, I like this game, but it feels like there's too many missions. And they're like, you realize you just played like 2 DLC missions in the last desk. And I was like, no, I didn't. That's probably why it felt longer than it should be, because the DLC is for people who've already played through the game once, and then they want to go back and play these other, these other stories, these other, missions or whatever. when I found that out, I was like, oh, okay, I completely get it now. It all seemed a little bit like, and then also the DLC missions don't have a lot or anything to do with like the main story. They're just like ancillary things that you can do. Like, so the main story, like every desk, when I say desk, you start off in like as a uniformed police officer, then you go to traffic, then you're in homicide, then you're in vice, and then you're in arson.
Yeah.
Those are the desks that you go through. And once I found out that it was, you know, not supposed to, like it didn't come out with all those. Apparently there's supposed to be even one more desk.
Oh.
There's supposed to be burglary. And they shit canned it before it actually came out.
Yeah.
But that notwithstanding, that was my only biggest complaint about it. Was like, man, these desks last a bit too long, and I want to get back to the main mission. Other than that, it was really fun, really great. I will say that I did have a lot of problem with the truth, doubt, and lie mechanic. Later was told that, like halfway through the game or whatever, was told that it was originally truth, or excuse me, good cop, bad cop, lie. So it was a completely different thing. That's why, like, one of the first things I did when I was like, oh, I don't have proof that you're lying, but I'm going to doubt you. And I was like, X to doubt. And that's where the meme comes from, obviously. I pressed X to doubt. And he was like, you're a piece of shit. You're fired. And he like jumps down his fucking throat. And I'm like, I just wanted to doubt him. I had, what? No, please stop. That's why, though. It turns out because that used to be bad cop. That's what the label used to be. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Like, when he doubts people, sometimes he just jumps down their throat, like out of fucking nowhere. Once I found that out, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit more ginger with the doubt button because, like, he really like Phelps gets after him sometimes. But also, once I, like, after the first day, I came back to play it the second day, second straight. And I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do so I don't drive myself mad and the game doesn't take me 300 hours. I'm going to, first of all, not going to reload anymore. I'm not going to save scum answers or try and get the perfect interview. I'm not going to do that for a couple of reasons. One, sometimes getting it wrong is kind of funny. And two, because the reloading checkpoints the checkpoint system is just terrible. Ooh. It's not like you don't just reload right at the interview. You reload at the beginning of the fucking entire mission. So you're just like, oh God.
That sucks.
So stop doing that. Stop beating myself up for getting it wrong. And then I had a wonderful time with the game. I would be upset, but I was like, but he was blinking. There's no way that's a truth. Move on. But after that, it was great. There was a little, I know every desk has an overarching like story. So like in the homicide desk, which was my favorite desk, homicide desk was like a serial killer, like a Black Dahlia type of a serial killer that you're going after. Yeah. And I love that storyline. However, it doesn't have anything to do with anything going forward. So it's like there's a little story, a through line story about you, Phelps, being in like the military and like what happened there when you were in the war, you know, World War II. And it doesn't really start kicking off until like the last fucking desk. And it was like, you're just going to give me these little tiny stories that are kind of all encapsulated in the desk. And you're going to give me very little to go on until the very last chapter, and you're going to backload it. I was like, man, you could have given me more throughout. Sure. I mean, other than that, I had a blast with it. It was a wonderful game, and oh my God, the star power of this fucking game was insane.
They threw a lot of money at it, yeah.
Come to find out, this was the most expensive game ever made at the time. It was $50+ million to make this game. Yeah. And to get all the tech and all the stars and celebrities they got, tons of people from like shows like, Game of Thrones, Mad Men, fucking, all kinds of different shit.
Yep.
You'll recognize all kinds of people in this. No star except for John Noble, who was the Steward of Gondor. And he was in Fringe and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
He was probably the biggest star in it, but there's tons of guys that are like, hey, you were in Law and Order or whatever.
Yep.
Like there's shitloads of that.
Yeah, I mean, I just in the footage we watched, I saw the guy from Heroes, I saw the guy from Mad Men, I saw multiple actors.
But it was a blast, and people had fun with it. We even made it. We had the X to doubt emote, so it was great. It was great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Glad you played it. Hey, that's gonna do it for us. That's LA Noire, and that's our show. We got through it. You guys want to do Switch 2 price predictions to close out the show?
Sure.
I did mine.
Okay. Let's do some shout outs. Zeke, start us off and then give us your price prediction.
All right. My price prediction for the Switch, $549.99.
Okay. Lowballing it.
Lowballing it. $549.99.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yep. Okay. Anyways, what's up, everybody? My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_I on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, or Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out, on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Thank you to Gothalion, King Gothalion, for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have him on. Thank you to Co and JP for being my co-hosts. I broadcast every day except Mondays. Monday's my day off, but I broadcast every day except that at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and on Tuesday. If you like older games, I got a game for you that I'm going to start. This game came out it says 2020, but that's just for the definitive edition. I don't know when the original came out, but I'm going to check out Mafia. Yep, I'm going to play Mafia. I've never played it. So we're going to continue the style of the 30s and 40s, playing some Mafia. I think it's in the 30s and 40s, just judging by the pictures. So I'm going to play Mafia, the definitive edition. Turns out I already owned it on Steam because I was like, maybe I'll play that someday. Today or Tuesday's the day. So gonna be playing that, and we got some cool stuff coming up this coming week of stuff that I'm really excited about. We've got Into the Dead and we've got Blueprints both coming out.
Nice.
And I'm definitely gonna be checking those out. So thank you for watching.
Fantastic. Co, what do you got going on? And give us your
Absolutely.
price point.
I'm going to stick to my original guess at $5.99. So I think that I'm pretty sure we're going to come in around then. And honestly, I think it could be a lot higher, depending on the tariff situation, but we will see. Anyway, my name is Co. Hi. Big thanks as always to Zeke and JP. Huge thanks to Gothalion for hanging out with us today. This week is going to be a lot of Khazan. We're probably going to do some Yakuza. I did want to come back tonight and do some Yakuza, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But tomorrow I will be here for First Berserker. I want to get some more Rise of the Ronin on there, and then we've got Blueprints, and we got all sorts of fun releases coming up. So it's going to be good. Probably a little bit more PoE 2 here and there. Yeah. If I don't see you on the channel, hope to see you next week. And as always, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. I'll be playing some more PoE 2 right after the episode today. Stream's not even going to go down tomorrow. Probably more PoE 2. We might see what Strippin's up to. If there's any group stuff we can get into. Zeke, I will say you should check out that Triple I Initiative showcase. That's happening on Thursday.
Yes, I will. If I can schedule it, I will be watching it.
Yeah, because it's going down at 12 Eastern, so 1 hour before you usually go live. But I'm sure there'll be some stuff from there.
That'll be perfect. Then.
Next Sunday, we got Drop Frames, of course, but Jonathan from Grinding Gear Games will be joining us for the last 90 minutes of the show. We'll be talking Path of Exile, and I want to preface this as much as possible. It will be from our perspective. So if you're wanting the nitty gritty, go to someone else.
But this is the for casuals interview. Yeah. Ziz is doing the for pros today, and we're going to do the follow-up. I'm half paying attention and don't play too often casual interview.
Yes.
That's right. There we go.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the softballs.
Exactly. The softballs will be serving them up next Sunday, the 13th. And then on the 20th, Rami Ismail will be joining us for another episode. And what's happening on the 27th? I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far, but at least we got the next 2 weeks planned out. So
We'll see.
that's that. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to go play some PoE 2. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We're out. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna go put those red balls in my Khazan Berserker.
Bye.
Oh, my price, $69.99.99. Wait, that's too many nines. $700 fucking dollars.